Honorable Timenka Kwabe Ekosiisen Suni.
Obi, good afternoon. To say.
Adumo na unso e.
Yeah, me adum me hoya.
Can you confirm say for more on the minority side no mo enya invite beer to the National Economic Dialogue?
Me there enya invitation beer maybe some planning for can obi also enya invitation beer.
Oh.
Me name so be receive beer but you know be receive invitation. But also no enya who be because them say National Education Forum no mo
yes.
And also no me say so mo invite political parties. Into so mo invite enyehu. But the interesting will be saying to say don't be invited but the Senate president say he participate in it. Because me did it okay say abra president yes state of the nation address no can say yenye patriotic na participate.
Yes.
Name enya invitation we be say me penning for be enya invitation bia me name so be nya bia which in itself will not be surprising unless we their president can so say no settings maybe so yeah
but really you think sir namu something to contribute to this conversation?
Well, two different things. Something to contribute. Immediately say you ask me something to contribute. Yeah, press conference yeah contribute a lot of ideas. It's something to contribute and there no doubt. But say komu invite here there would have been the need to take a decision say be kwa na yenko. Honor me emse me na medical candidate say me dey say a meeting bi na bisa say yenkwa na me yenkwa the contribution at that meeting will be say yenko on condition say aban no be reinstate thousands of young people are ya pamu o mafie adwuma mu asabre o mutitifie aban no be reinstate wo mu and kayenko I don't know other views and other people the beba. What I do know as at now is media. I was not invited. Other people that I've spoken to will be any invitation there.
But making that a condition for you to attend, no, and yet too much to call on the executive now.
I don't never too much to call. Some the letter back on the Saki woman and boy. Until letter back will be to me institute woman. Moya letter back will say Yehusa dia no in Kay. So be I say bana ya be create ejuma ba ku be wo no ye be fa nkofo mienu aka ho one job na nipa miensa aye ejuma no under a 24-hour economic program na mo ba ya pam na mo pam thousands of young people are ya fa o ejuma in accordance with due process tisenka ahobrase ma ban na hwe ehun say enche yi na so say or sisa ade na just one letter.
Okay, 24-hour economic program, Nama Makai. On the floor in Parliament, you made a call, say, Ebayanka, the man in charge of government business in Parliament, no, on Shena Abai Emfa, all documents relative to sa policy statements, even before the presentation of the budget. Are you saying, say, as we speak, no, Muni an idea as to how the 24-hour economic policy would look like? Is that the case?
Yemfa bibia mba Parliament. I say ebia me ka say finance minister no ba enema mienu na ya ehwe anim. Ba ko ye policy. Ansana de tosu mienu ye akohumastika na nkasa budget. Policy no wo de ba fane say aban economic policy ni nara ne highlights ena ya tabom ena ya economic policy. But was specific economic programs. As specific economic programs, I will say Uma Parliament. Example, external credit facility (ECF) transaction with the IMF. Yet the whole policy document about Parliament, and Article 1815. Abra yet Ghana beyond 8. Yet the whole policy document about Parliament. We budget now mobile no. Oma the kind advertises say ejinanema miensa so. Ba ko ye 24-hour economy document. Ba ko ye economic transformation agenda. And ba ko ye economic recovery program. Enema miensa we na omo de ne highlights ebe brain on Tuesday. No mo the figures na ka ho e fe no budget no. basa bre nyama nyensa ne na ba kokora ni ho a omde ho krata ba parliament nti de be ne se omde highlight ne keke na be ba Tuesday na be rush obi ani ho obenya kwan akọ into details why examine even NDC members no obenya akwan akọ into details I examine to both say dada na affairs here na e ba na gidigidi all those in favor say ai ne mumnyema wo mankasa no obi antu window mosuko enhu ye na omo numbers yom dey clear for my approval e be we be implementation na be problem ye no ntina na me draw majority leader attention say ye shombo se ne ye sua wa ba mu a ye na wrong no ye be bom kokko no man repeat the same mistake sa document me say we omo famra na parliament enya kwan hwem civil society kura person make input even NDCMB say what parliament be bring na pepi omu policy document o have vetting ya ye bisa o say nti wo moya manifesto no sector na okoye minister no uhu manifesto no or say there be men now can be na men can be na ye troe and no nyina o parliament wo de febra no mo kwa nya kwan hwebi no mo make input and sana ya kwa approve sika wo de be chef wo budget leader say Ofosu say as en papa no ni ministers ne bidi nkomo o ma so mbetumi de aba ansa na Tuesday na nti ebehwe ni.
Okay, I think, do you also think say maybe some more available for the pre-budget orientation workshop I also in the Volta region now, some of these concerns might have been addressed because I don't know maba out say more boycott is our orientation. What was the reason for the boycott? That's about other question in the class.
My main answer conjunction now will create between the last conversation and this one.
Sure.
So we have outline now. There's nothing about these three economic policies.
Oh, okay.
Number two, orientation for MPs in a parliament. You know, it has nothing to do with the economic policies of the executive branch. Those economic policies, you know, I will say baku biya, they call a cabinet. Na cabinet approval. Cabinet approval or we are. Now, fi the document, you know, about parliament said they are a bina jiatum say ye be under the 24-hour economy and numi. Now they about parliament. Na parliament so obi a obi MP or NDC MP uni cabinet. Or member of the executive. So the Amako discuss one crowd bit make input. Obi opposition MP be make input. A better parliament na ye discuss na ye advertise memo no say ye be discuss 24 economic policy a ban the about parliament why na be make input. E be a committee no crowd be from ma ba be tro magin ye wi a report about floor na ya twa ban na adwen na say o policy in the year na for we count. The finance minister ko chichire ho akọ sika let us say we tie obiade and also in see wo mom side kwa na by side. So it had nothing to do with orientation we say orientation no omko ho ni de empense mi na meka fa ho edika abrebia no Parliament koye workshop na bibia speaker any parliamentary service no omone leadership majority and minority issue edinjen ho the information your leadership their mind say this time round omono omanyinyin bibia ho omote ya ne say attach on be Wednesday say ye ko ho Saturday for orientation. Number two, sen ko omono omodwindwen ho a almost saying that the almost person say last trip na your person your orientation no. Mr. Speaker, Emma instruction be a yenina yejitum. Instruction of Mr. Speaker ma and say it's not say you can send one thing. And yes, say Ghana for TV so and social media so na MPs. They are here I check out here say Akoda hotel who say a conference. No tea and I do not yet sunny are there. Enti enye right enti rather na yenye workshop no e wo parliament chamber nokwe eni nyame anim ni ye workshop no wo parliament chamber ye nyina yeti ase obi anje Mr. Speaker no NC bone ye nyina ye workshop no chamber nti na nsane nyina no ne ye bedjuma memenda kwasi ada joada ne ye bedjuma ewo parliament chamber ebe ye workshop na den asesa katemi yen che da enwie peye ye guso aye dane no enwie ye nti argument ba ko na ye adwuma no na ye mpani for chese sa argument na be ye adwuma so nne nti nka omo frɛ omo ene omo si nkonya nka omo input ombe making say no nti no ye nye workshop no ewo parliament ya and in terms of fiada no omo tro memo koma Mr. Speaker and no leader parliament through the leader say enya dia ye betumi ene omo akohu ye be pese ye be ye workshop no ewo parliament ya sempo so mo be kwa nka ka ye be bo 88 no ho no ye nyim film na ye ba dia send a video so say dey o dey call ye no o mama ya hwe ye dey wo che ba asi na ye so ye share the position ti dey leaders my so te no.
Oh, okay. Now unlike what happened time na mumuwa bemu Rock City the other by because I remember the speaker delivered the decision on that in parliament. We know I'm not up for discussion on the floor na.
Baby, their leaders my so te and say send me a first ye from you now to meeting a discussion am masosa.
Oh, okay.
Ye send a message ukwada no say ye ko Saturday. Oh, be any omon discuss here. Nanka your input I person make input any ada here no. Input mostly on cutting costs.
Yes.
Na yam from me unya kwa make it our input no. Nti fiada no omo make it our representation on the floor. Say no nti no ya send the memo no akoma Mr. Speaker say nka ye ntwin san mpo na nyenye ho. Maso de nya de aye betumi akobi. Obokoba de aka no. Ye be cost of 88 no ye be film omokoba ho videos ni pamphlet ni ade no ye betimi atena parliament na yeso yesua ye osesua ho
ye musua ewom enti enne moje mre present what you call the true state of the nation and some of mampanyin ebeka o parliament no Ghana ni bia otie ye no etie nsema ode etudwa. What is not true in Ninsema or Babekai?
Mampanin Samo Bekai, Ahubrasim, O to 2 baby ACC. Seminole, a biova, O rather be one as a dino, in Kunyan 9 Woho, na TV, and Yejma, or Mampani Bejan Parliament, no say, me call them one, TV is your crown in Yejma. Nti nkonya nan na wo ho no ahye bu nani aguso oba na se ebia e wo se yetua niema ennan yetua miensa akaba ko a ono ba betua oba o se me ba e na akaba ko ho na me ba no ma ba betua aka no na miensa yetua ne ade nyina no wo yi nani asi chen nti na ehu hia se enne no yebenya bre na ya kire Ghana for near more mampani jaw na address ni mu nyina no ya to ebo acheche Ghana for ni na eno ni adwuma ye ewo the true state of the nation address ni presentation eno ni adwuma ye
and na me tie I was going through commentary on social media and there na nipa bebre at least kakra me kan ye no you could see a particular narrative say na minority for na wa ban just about 2 months ago and your more present true state of the nation based on the state of the nation Ghana for eto aba editiamo and really what are you talking about?
Oh, the fact that politics they will lose a bunch say obekwa ku trafia ka ono atumo bibia wo ho e wo say wo de to o mine nim bia no wo de beto o mine nim see the fact that ye to abananse ya nkofo take verdict on it no and kire say bibia ni ho a ye kan ye yi ana say wo say kan to esan say atem bi wo ho a na ye kan basa abre no na wo hwe politics ne campaign ni dede ni sene a ye ho aye hini ade nti no asem ye no kwekwa na nkofo ntie Someone was say Koso Kai Ghana for Nokreno Ebededi, Cecia Mubie, Sassem. Marifa Bibinia example. Ye Kotoabano. Ye catch Ghana for Enqualati to say. You are Mahamani and Ditia Bay. Any more. Mutu Abama Omwa. A man chani Mibua ya form with Jumum. Bebre Oba, Ubeyimu with Yefi Jumum. Abra yes, a press conference on party headquarters I can. Omampeni Mahama Echo campaign platform so catch Ghana for Enquala and say a intro and my NPP phone. Saying Yomu ni na me Omampeni Mahama. Almost me ba me pamo fi adwumanya no kre e mamu nyini me ba me pamo bia na mmom no omo aya fa omo adwuma me be ba omo atena ho na yeso ya sta ye nkofo aka ho omnyina ya Ghana fo omnyina ba adwuma obi me sure part o kai sa campaign asem we say ye kai ye no sa time na ye ho ye hi ye ka so bi antie asem enti no kre ne nyame anim ni nkofo etie Yeru Mahama eto aba etie aye and ne Yeru Mahama bem ababem oba ye no wa find the excuse say obey you already. So no one can sacrifice no one show no the man Callistus Mahama na Callistus actual and ye thousands of Ghana for quality omugufie uba parliament and no bia na nkwala ya babigo
and no lawyer Julius Debra.
Okay, Julius Debra na choose akata no
sure
ayi anopa baba parliament na nkwala ya bigo bibre ebi mo pe lawyer for ebi mo pe duane sika ebi mo pese enti won ka say ya to abeti ya enti wa edin also kai obi a say minianom me ka kire mo say Omampani Mahama oto abama na obo be pam nkwala ya kotena fie na we create artificial vacancy no they offend this for nkwala ni be me ka say abra na me ho aye hin enti wentie me enne obaye no or present state of the nation to say dia obaye adwuma ni ho no be create adwuma no kra wo minister o create artificial vacancy no find this for nkwala ni bi omo a eko wai last week omo eko Ghana Gas any Ghana Shippers Authority gidigidi no ofa omo awaka se we create adwuma nti o se sabre ye de no kwene to ho no kire bi start sisi a obi a na bi a sabre no gidigidi nti on ti asem na se no on say NPP for kan me mo another example ke eyi ye bosi an ya bo hu nsi ho a na wo se echichi a ye create buffers ahodo buffers ye ka buffer na say sika ye de to ye no nsu atwen opa enya account ba ko mu pe ne ye de to sinking fund mu kwa ne ye de to ne ye kire account ahodo be miensa ye de ye se adwuma no any kwan a ye kofa so a IMF ye last disbursement e ba ye de ko to account ba ko mu ayi ye friend is saying revenue a ye mobilize ya na ye ni appropriation a ye be use treasury account 2 a ye de ko to mu ye de anu tuatua ye ho ka even after 2nd January Omampani Mahama bae omo ko he sinking fund mo $64,000 per ne wo yi nani afi yi de na what treasury account 2 no mu wo yi nani afi revenue se bae a yamfa yensanka ye ja ni na to ho wo yi nani afi aban sika ye super fee all government agencies edibeto control amu sweepu ni na they call back to single treasury account and no say oba no abone ho modern akwa akutua e ka ni bia na yede say yankamu no kra nkyere Ghana for say buo empacha onya sa na assemnity a obi a ote na nopa no ebi on biti anwumre no afa ne sa atra de ko enti obi be ka say na nya MPP vone to abeti om na nsen ya nse hwe ba hu hia say e be kire mu na ye ko ye nim no obi a na onte ase no afi oto wa say ye nua no men dis for asem om kai na ye nada
but honorable on the fact say almost sweepy sike war other account mu dia begu the single is it treasury account good is there evidence to show say indeed almost sweepy because me kaisa asem way ba up amene Minister of Government Communications din komono now say within the period of maba ban mu no omagege taxes enti eto no omagege ni bi any other sources are omunya eska free you know he didn't confirm the fact say almost sweep is free other account mo and they be go the single.
Then you have to say a Passing Right to Information Act.
Yeah.
Obi no memo ejuma kakra bi. Choka Tako Controller under Article 21(1)(f) of the Constitution. Now request under right to information say open update of balances are is sweep fee accounts in a kogu abaya kache at the end of the year unutilized balances. On the more figure no. Men person be argument say many Forex may argue. But the show is one kasatro RTR request. Now bow it for money.
Okay, just finding out balances are what other government accounts mo.
There be balances are almost sweep
here from
unutilized government balances almost sweep fee.
Okay.
Agency accounts back to a bank account at the end of the year.
Okay. In the use suspect say and no be no mudi tria the bondholders are no mudi NIA due, no right?
And yes, I suspect a matter of fact, this is apart from Sika, you raise you Ghana Revenue Authority. Na yemfa and as well you appropriation say a be useful. It is our buffers in our this apart from the network treasury 2 account.
Treasury 2 name no.
Yes.
But
say Yangri Honia Massa and some winning a mabontinga. Ubiti bebia onimu se aban oba ye bia se nti so be fa ne se de o mampani kan no eno na ye de eye adwuma nti e wo se ye ma sa no kwa we nyina bedadi na obi eseseni na wo se de bonkum ni ni mfani.
It seems one commenter mampani make here money enye ho crap until now the fact that the economy was criminally managed. As a kwaya mo fa so to economy no Ghana abe crime scene that really has gotten under my skin meboa
and get it under your skin emom no a high step o mampani o twa ne tekrema are politics in achoma min chemu kaka FM I will say 50 by July eba apenewi yen say upolo updates are no more about confidence in the recovery of the Ghanaian economy. Now, foreign investors, even Bank of Ghana for Monetary Policy Committee on reports here, they say and conform gradually confidence back so okay, Ghana a problem I could. Yes, so investor confidence was picking up. Joman Penny ba Parliament. Yeah, who brought me to say, I know what to say, and correct your qua who but a Mema Bay, may ye be at Twasso, may ye me 24-hour economy, may me economic recovery, may me economic transformation, now my dear Nick Grand and now so crying on Faso. Now, fear my investor confidence, you know, a Gina. On my penny pie, you know, I'm Brazil, what the Bayer, Paganda. Say, at the tap and some and Yakra. Criminally managed economy. Now, can happen? Investors, no, be a much more. Now, criminally managed economy, then I'm a and then answer. Now, a statement on the floor, and then on economic forum was a dialogue of Omuyi. Transcript bakwa will be the chair me social media to a bright to a press conference. You know, opening KY more better now. No one can say abiding here public-private partnerships. And no one can. Now, private sector no didn't see a ban. So, Nakuma, economy, na titia pansam, economy, and Yakra, a Yikrapa, Beden or the Tikaba. It been a year of Mahama Kokan 2014 or 2015, say, Arena Manaka Dum, people can investors in Adum Tabeko. And the other can say, your piano, on one bonobum pia. On why can it take a marry? Now, say, Brazil politics into Casta. Wana, Ugo, mine, Ufu, or Queen Biswa, Tani Moa, Uhiano. ABM man is any an apple. If you also not yet, so I think Ghana for you now dream. Abidina de Bisute. Economia, Oman Peninsula at the Japan Samano. It me man can near no Jinan and also and fear what. It me to ya Kwalasu Kupi. It to me, if you project a who do I say every big run a door for singing there, omampani Mahama penso omutumi yeye na ene economy a usi wona wo be ni yie usumi mienu pa wo ba ben mo wa bo besia be 67 billion Ghana cedi uka na enu anum si o 67 no the aba be kan ye ka ho e 7 pe na 60 ni de e betwa mu ko ye na zesto besia no abo nti se ye de na ya mbo besia 67 no na criminally managed dia then they are putting me no more business 67 billion no where the ben the bet describe no
yeah but they've explained why na ehia say also mo boss abosia in fact many colleague honorable Adongo Edin Komo last week he makes the point say in the run up to the elections no now every week you were borrowing from the local market through treasury bills, by 5 billion Ghanas this weekly. And some of those borrowing, no, time as soon because they be 91 days treasury bill, time as soon was almost saying 8 years back. And Abino had no option than to borrow to pay the ones that are due.
Now, yeah, more during the 8 years, now, near each year or more can, yeah, no option. And you mean, you don't go, na abra. Your ball business about 200 and something. One international firm, Franklin Templeton, and a bit years the canon pa. I mean, we could hear Kaya first quarter 2017. That time I'm a deputy information minister.
Yeah.
I could want a young couple, young we about me and young couple, young we. That time I'm a deputy information minister. Now I'm a government spokesperson on the economy. Yeah, transaction, Franklin Templeton, and a buy and a big mine, say, a kada da, ye bet 2 years under Yura Mahama, a buy with Jamayan, Infintia. Meanwhile, don't go ya no be a press conference, say, Uforia Tadina down to be a friend of Franklin Templeton, Aba, and now, what you three Ghana she can keep the Didiaman. Many years I debate in a train with the Enkisa. A car, ye beto ya, Master Sauti, now free na buy na bar or bob one. Until there was a bot abus, and after that, 2.7 billion. Now ye the tia. Meaning I don't go to NBC for that I'm not full a ranking on finance. Almost a month that. If we actually no promote the area for I could not try. What do you guys have to move?
Yes.
Yes. That's cool. We no car said there. You're more canning. Then they all the other was all the explanation about. And on a damn na make patrol of Parliament, a bra, na ye appoint your ministers in there. The Ghana for every share minister, bow share, we do so. When we so now cast over explain and the explanation there, me my information minister that over explain, obedient. Timmy Panicho, size explanation, on Yama. No question so about business 67 billion. On my 7 minister, on the 60 aka, name 7 no pen abeka account. Jawa Abribia only a debate now, much a minister. Yanchira Butia Yabono, a Juma Yadia, a day dining SC, then tap quine air, then project near. What's the Mustaya, Yenia Dungu, Yenia Forsen, Yenia a champ on some theatre. In the net, your more dear 7 billion or the Akaya within 2 months. No, and you'll be there, Juma on buy or my in 2 months. Or my Bob is 7 billion. And that project no my. That project no bet me appoint today. Or net borrowing.
One share sword cutting for Hajj Village, Nibiana.
Ah, not Hajj Village, don't tell me about Basica. And I went to a place to. Or say Hajj Village in Enya Basica. And no person a call her call. But see Enya Basica. A quite many rich near pass to attack the 7 billion could see Hajj Village. Hey. Yen to me in 7 billion no it is 7 billion almost say almost say almost buy almost they cut 7 billion aka Ghana in 2 months. I don't know your argument. Yen can over the aka Ghana account ye can boss on my book 67 billion almost 7 and net and I bet I into 7 no project Ben or mercy. What have they done with the 7 billion? Ghana city. And the explanation no more money there for Brazil, and you can say say Omanpeni kasa another woman or Chremu state of the nation. Say Yamfani mo di ya na mbambe kanwa. Obi tifie no tia ebia ohunu ye. Say for example, Omanpeni kasa one country and say Ofi abemo last time. Na Ghana gold ni na 8 billion 8 tons. Ghana gold in 8 tons. Then no buy no. Ghana gold is 30 tons. You be almost 22 tons account. Omanpeni state of the nation, what you one can buy and one country say Ofi Abemono Oja gross international reserve bear $6.5 billion. Then I no pay the buy no e do 8 billion. 8 billion, the bill I started to the dollars.
Asempa F
8 billion no. If you know my started to the dollars. Then what it better. And he said, "O come here no yamfa nyemo ja wo man beka ho a ahobrasiem obi tia semna on tia se eyi NDC akwala bia na akwala bia onya gidie e wo NDC nyemo ne mu kwen okoto abama NDC onim se adwuma beba se yemfa na adwuma mu ne a na ya nkyere no se de enti aban ne ntimi mfa wo still ne se obaye no eniema e wo se no ye na odi bie economy ne mu no rather no eninsem o keka ne niema o ye no astati twetwe economy no connect a akwala no ntia se te o se akyere no mo eno nti na ma minority focus ye ma Yerami edi niema o mampeni jawo no ebe kan no na Ghana fo nyina atumi abọ no kofa no mo de akwadinjim.
Yeah, but in his statements no I heard him say Finance Minister Ashebo say Obeba ba be COVID-19 levy ne betten tax ne sa ne free ho. But you are reliably informed, and by you and I mean minority no, we informed say there would be the introduction of some taxes in the mining and telecommunications sectors.
And financial services.
Any financial services. Now, my expectation is those would be pushed down the throat of young consumers, no, to pay. Where are you getting that information from?
Mami fa ukwechi. Ukaida na ye approve at the first time.
Yes.
Okay, say obey increase the tax to GDP ratio by 5%, 500 basis points. You mean a minority man respond here. And I'm a kind of said, they are all can't able to and then you do bit me the conditions of why I say you approve it. I will say
Asempa FM.
it means we are in fair 9 mono, Ubeki budget also by 22 billion. At the same time, also we have net increase of 70 billion. Meaning a China even they are all kind of a real campaign by level. I'm a catcher and say, so bet to me you use that tax me and so we obi audio no Obama with you for an ebemede. So bet to me you tax me no way say, you taxes me and so we say. Now at the same time we grow the revenue by 70 billion. Ewa bra won fat for Emma. And now say unya danko da do we be fa epo bi no wasesa ni dia. You be supporting. Therefore said the officer oya say obe yi eto we say. Kwesi kono dina kwenti. Na ukopa to for e de be hye ho de a. Na ne oni Ghana fo ndi no kure. Wo ya ya nyaati. Eno na ne Yerami na e ka say yes budget na omo hye ba no. Yetumi hu so omo de to me nsa e ba. Ba ko mpese omo taxi mines no. Ba ko mpese omo taxi financial services. And third one no. Many of you
telecoms no.
Omo person omo taxi telecom companies. Na no na ye catch am say ubetumi aka say how say wo de akwala ko school ahụ say school no pe kwa ju sika omo ju school fees we a no ma shada be catch so nkwala ne correct sponsored work into opani bia oba no jekata na onko di discuss camera akwala no wedi 3 years no okoji sell can we enye ne papa no beji ye ma me ho no beji
Yes.
enti etere bia aban ne be catch so the tax number company no na company no sebi enyabe ucheska customers no any tia ma company ni jeska the company ndio be ne say or the eto no ebe to customers no so multimedia mo hoyi aba na me wo ho no ye budgeting ahụ ye wo 4 lines ye wo revenue ye wo cost what the cost if you revenue ni ma ye wo PBT profit before tax me at 25% na fi about 380
yes
into who bisa yi sabre e kwa ma obeka cho say ni 380 target e bia 5 million this aban no the poor be to kwesi tum so say after 5 million on first can be mra then obey or the tour be man say monje card na monko digit camera because why this school is na wie it is how the two for we be to companies no so a be pia e to no e their break customers no adanko da do adanko da do kwesi ko do jina kwenti
Baba, is it always the case, Kojo? By that, I mean, say, and I remember, say, there was this budget statement, Mokanya, you introduced the fact, say, banking sector, the banks, no, profit, or mobenya, no, there was still a tax element on banks, no profit, ebeye, a huge conversation and I remember said that argument came say yeah taxi banks ne profit no they will transfer that onto one customers any idea was that the case at the end of the day
obi uka say medical culture and ya now parliament yem fancy first ye penny Dr. Baumiane can say ye will not be an obstructive minority ya yesu wa ban mu bia ye de boa ban na ye ye de beboa I call Parliament over and over again say, I had a mistake, may repeat a mistake. I say, I did when you'll be a client, a church explanation 1 million. If you are gonna put her on punishment, don't repeat the same thing. Then, Abra, you are a former finance minister, the national reconstruction levy, and what I'm now saying.
Yes.
A buyer, other administration, second, Ukra, economists, a better companies, they won't pass it down. If I at the point, no, in our crown polo, yeah, believable. So we the companies no. What we experienced in 8 years, let's say we repair companies and they pass it on. Na bemuda. Yeah, catch them, you say. So what the way you taxes me and son. Now you know the part on the sharp alarm and say, woman corresponded work on brat. So ni mammy and any papa na ni bitia. A baby see why I put settle down. And don't go that route. Also be it one if you if you are the also in it also expenditure. And until I buy a budget and you say at one you be a year back cut the expenditure by 3% of GDP. And when you cut 3% of GDP no. Member can't try and say where you to on name no over increase the expenses. And until what the talk for ever. Maybe.
Kojo mami musa me final question here and that would be on the Hajj Village controversy, no? If you read the explanation from the Minister for Government Communications, he makes the point, say Oshe project we na and how they structured project na. Oma ye ama and to read your posti and verbatim na obia otn timiatno say the Hajj Village is primarily an airport terminal building for check-in and pilgrim facilitation, owned and being built by the Ghana Airport Company, not a peswa of taxpayers' money involved. That should end the debate, Anna.
Before I may answer, well, former Auditor General, you are at level post.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it.
But you can also marry.
I think to be fair, I have to read that. Let me get it enough. Menkaina Obia Ehwinti. Mr. Daniel Yao Domelevo about some 8 hours ago. Or say, like seriously, Hajj Village project does not involve a single peso of taxpayers' money. Honorable Felix Kwakye Ofosu, please tell it to the Marines. The Ghana Airport Company Limited is a state-owned enterprise, which means it has no shareholders or the government owns majority of the shares. The Ghana Airport Company Limited is owned and controlled by the government of Ghana. It is truly astonishing, especially as we grapple with recovering over $58 million squandered on the National Cathedral project, that one of the key priorities of the Mahama administration is the fruitless and wasteful Hajj Village project. Ethiopia has a Muslim population equal to or bigger than the entire population of Ghana. Again, Ethiopia is several times, about 5 times the size of Ghana. Instead of a Hajj Village, they built a 5-star skylight hotel with over 1,000 rooms for passengers, and they are continuously expanding Terminal 2. In fact, the celebrated Terminal 3 at the Kotoka International Airport does not compare favorably with the Terminal 2 of Bole International Airport in Addis Ababa. We should stop celebrating mediocrity. In the way Daniel Yaudomelevo.
It's die. We can court Namijina America to my lord direct my case.
You have nothing useful to add.
I have nothing useful to add. Because problem man, Minia Felix, Imianum NDC for or master fees or more man wanted. May Hajj Village may inform a view on it yet. May say me pay more details before I can understand it. But the material common pa and say me no nanko for a reason. Me no. Bakoni say, Minia Felix, Minia Blackwa, Minia no Mendes for no more opposition, but say it needs a basic a support a religious project be. There was a very strong position. Na or more. If I know and send me and son or moka, let's be fair to the fact and send me and son. At some back one the time is $58 million or subsidies are yet here for National Cathedral. And young would you money or into a more edit and a man or mumbi your mano near what? 2. No more say Empono or Montias say ye are buying seeker a support a religious project. Into new points say they are buying seeker at the support a religious project. In fact, Obekaya. What they call court, no Supreme Court cry ruling on it. Not 3. Almost I raise another issue with it there. None of problems does. The solving year. A bino the decabi brown to year. A ban is a buying air quacko study as a priority. Almost send me and son of Marizzi. Send a matter may informal view on it, make other more information. But questions are memus and cophobia ain't so. And then, yet the Abain Sika support religious project a year now. Question number 2.
Asempa FM.
Question number 2 and 4 a bisa woman said. Now, so when Ghana problems in I so we and we have a priority and now. And the Ebi Anyaman and Mayo Mano, Mr. Dom level post, let me say, answer first one. Me also for read questions to answer the second one. Bonica Catabiosis vindication is in the womb of time. Yaman a bread taka. Maybe another explanation Ghana for
yeah, but I remember say, as part of his defense, Honorable Felix Kwakye Ofosu shared a post by Hassan Tampuli.
Yeah.
Which post sought to create the impression say this whole Hajj Village project, a project that started under the NPP. In fact, accredited
that is true.
The former transport minister.
That is true.
And if we hold that to be true, then why should this government be blamed for anything?
Now, I thought the government wanted to take credit for it. The government quickly wanted to take credit for it. Now, it's not even about the credit. It's not even about the credit. It's about principled position. Then now say yet the Abain Sika support a religious project and yeah. And you never say Ujina was saying yet, and I'm a Hassan post no yeah no. Hassan and Ka say was Hassan no. Or say a project MPP are buying a start here. Into air cost no credit we have from MPP are buying. He's consistent. Sinankofo say now who now say a Mayam far buying Sika and support a religious project no. A ban is saying and Nedia will support is a Yam far buying Sika and support a religious project. Question and Kofu say, who are now say a Bakunya priority because you solve Ghana problems in every year. A ban is saying and Nedia will say, we a priority project, I will say, in the questions and Kofu Bisa, I may have not formed a view on it, but my home break I all the information about boy my to me at
very well. Kojo my say bibi ani e be san ba bedi nkomo bio. Why?
Pacho me das
Me da se pa Kojo pon kroma MP of Wasia Yerebi. I'll stay on the phone lines now for Minister for Government Communications, the Honorable Felix Kwakye Ofosu, or say a member of Parliament for Abra Seibu, Kwaman Kese in the Central Region, Honorable Ekosiisen Suni Akwaba.
Oh yeah.
Na apomu ye de.
Nyame adom ho ye. Na mo nso ye.
Nyame adom ye ho ye papa. Enti National Economic Dialogue no mugoso bibi e koye.
Oh ye goso papa. Me no ka say ye breakout sessions. Say ye sabano na poso no. Mpenifo a wonim de ye wo sikasam tete ho ahodo no ehiem ewo nkru ahodo mu eyebobo mu.
Oh okay. Okay, wow.
After opening ceremony,
yes. And we know from a buying perspective, no, when all is said and done, what should be your takeout from this economic dialogue? And then you expected from this dialogue.
Ghana hano a short-term policy making. A buying say a year no, I don't pay no,
yes.
And painting so yadring and town Coben Krum, there were buying Sikasam. There's no consistency and consensus on government policy. And into no debiano, short-term policy. Short-term policy, actually 8 years, Ubers and not the Sikasam Nasan Judge. Into your Mampini Mama, Rokas are not as I say, you will be a friend of booms and bus, cyclical crisis. I come and you need to do Kakra or Chinani Asakwa, which if you are sure we say, same fear Banisano, we are not able to achieve agreement on long-term policy making. The sun, I will say you seem Kunya, sending penny for Kano, Chikun Kwajina. The sun, won't make us our Bemu. Now, what Bemu are gonna for to Abama Unko and no pet and a woman answer. And after you know, say, what the quantity was say. Afo from far in Chemra. I don't know if I said the wound in the Yawa Bemu Amemu. Sa Ahomaswa Memua, even Casso Menkwan and Women dear. Now when we do Muno and ya the Abuay, and before the year, been you or Yenia at the Abrain. If consulting and attempting to reach consensus does not mean that you don't have policies of your own. Send you no more air channel. And if you say, you think, now you to me. Emma ya dwen ko benkrum wo niema etitiri a efa sikasem tutu ye ho a eno no beboa ye enti se mpenifo ni sinkonwa wie na adentia ne ba ne yakam nyina abomu a ye befa emu abapa na ye dia ye dwuma ye dia ya aban se hye a yesusu se beboa ama sikasem no ejina faako ana de bonu fe no stability no abem enti eno hu nhyiemu enye ye nenne ene ochina e won kramantam ha.
Oh okay, one place a lot of conversation and discussions on government policies the Parliament of Ghana. Mostly divergence of opinions, mostly based on partisan lines. We are learning a way minority members in Parliament were not invited for this forum, at least from the Honorable Kojo Ponkroma Ediato Yenimno. Don't you think say a non-kwano introduces some level of, partisanship to this whole conversation?
Well, I can find out whether specific invitations were sent. But many say minority maybe bawa yabe pamono. Already no one no makasa nyadi on deba. They had said it. They were even giving conditions. And san omaba. They also have a history of actually boycotting a previous forum a year. But I don't even think say and no sequence say if we have to achieve consensus on some matters I need to be. Make us say some appointees are NPP are buying a power woman. They are part of the discussions. Also, Dr. Aqua, Bank of Ghana governor under an NPP government.
Sure.
Dr. Paul Aqua.
Sure.
He is a moderator for one of the sessions. Onuna Udi Chiami war Bejumu and some can you be a Bocoso would make the assist. Dr. Addison, NPP appointee as governor of Bank of Ghana or be media na say and pay or company for any many other people are.
Me Professor KK Sapon so
absolutely. Professor KK Sapon, why known MPP stalwart. Why GMPC chief executive. We did the BRB MPP Amenuko. Why MPP stalwart will be anymore. He is there. He is actually moderating. And yes, or participating. He is actually more Odichiami. So it is clear that any partisan follow. Invitations now have been wide. Civil society organizations, some of them are critical of NDC. They are present. I think by and large, there's room for everybody. Minority and but I will check as to whether specifically they were invited or not.
The other thing, even yes, I think on the economic day, so it will last for the next 3 days, right?
2 days, and then 2 days,
and then
yes.
And we expect, say, based on the communique that will be issued, about reflecting in the budget statement on the 11th, right?
Oh,
some
yes,
reflection.
Yes, to reflect.
Okay.
Because the issues are very clear. In when they are very clear cut prescriptions,
one other controversy about in the last 3-4 days, Hajj Village. You've made a post trying to explain the air cost, so say we know abai pesuampo enkum. I don't know if you've seen the rebuttal from people like Daniel Yaudomelevo, Kwame A+, and all of that, questioning that point about say enya abai sika by Ghana Airport Company Limited, and they ask say Ghana Airport Company Limited is a company owned by the government of Ghana. And really, what was the point you wanted to put across?
So they should have sought insights. The fact that Daniel Dumelovo and I plus Akano doesn't mean that what they've said is fact. And I said one more canon.
Okay.
So I don't see why a man will know say Obi Eka Semwa we think say it is a final issue. To begin with, Ghana Airport Company Limited. A limited liability company. Government of Ghana and a major shareholder.
Yes.
Obi, as far as you know, what is their core business?
Managing our airports in the country.
They don't manage the airport. They construct
and manage, right?
And manage airports for profit.
Sure.
That is their core mandate.
Sure.
Ghana Airport Company. Terminals Ghana.
Oh, absolutely.
Say almost terminal dedicated to pilgrims every year, thousands of them. With a view to making profit. Is it any different from building terminal 3? Nipa 5 million in order for them to make profit now. You see what it is, especially MPP4, they are very desperate to seek equalization for the terrible decision to waste $58 million on the most useless hole in the world, in the name of a national cathedral. The moment they had Hajj, they thought to say it was an opportunity to equalize. In the foundation said Ghana Airport Company Limited, their primary reason for existing, they build and manage air travel facilities for profit. That is all. Obi, October 2024, under NPP government and a Ghana Airport Company Limited, Omni Mokobi from Mawum's Construction Limited. It is I was and she said, a year Hajj Village. When you say all this work, Ghana Airport Company, they've owned the Hajj Village,
yes.
Except that temporary structures.
Yes.
Things. It comes with a lot of inconvenience. You know that for a fact.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea of a Hajj Village, they've always had, at least since Professor Mills' time, if I'm not mistaken, they've always had a Hajj Village. Into 2024, MPP are buying no more transport minister.
FM.
Now no share aviation sector so. And a Ghana Airport Company, my wombs, yes, and she said no. And I'm say, my wombs, NC airport terminal. I am dedicated to Hajj program because they know for a fact that every year thousands of programs pass through their airports. Nippon Omofa airports where they don't go there for free. They pay for the services that Ghana Airport Company renders them. Rather than have temporary structures, now they want a permanent structure. Into how many Mawoom's company signing agreements say only airport terminal dedicated to Hajj programs worth $14.6 million. Now, Momo, Omo Fesika and Mama Woom say only. Omo asasi bi da ho a omo fanye BBS here. Into make asasi bi ne bo som $14.6 million. E de Mama Woom say Mama Woom so mfa enfanye n'adwuma ope. Owia only terminal way at a cost of $14.6 million for them. Because omo pese Hajj programs no ba airport so omo fa terminal no omo check you omo in. E process you omo at a cost that will ensure say ombenya mfaso just like terminal 3 menu you from na ticket ayetono say omo de bi to so in order for us to pay for the service I use na meboa.
Yes.
So that is exactly what they are going to do at the terminal. It's essentially the NPP is criticizing themselves for taking the decision to build an airport terminal dedicated to Hajj programs. That is the ridiculousness of the argument they are making. Why in October we say we will see Hajj terminal. Then in March, we say we will see Hajj terminal. Why is the logic in this?
Yeah, but
and cheap political now. I said we can hear.
Okay,
please.
Okay, we are.
An airport terminal is not the same as a religious facility. It is not a religious facility. It is a terminal. Just that, as part of their business, routine business every year, almost receiving large number of Muslims are almost to Kwanyako baby. So they see a business opportunity to build a place, travelers near comfortable, in order that they will pay for the service and make money. So you can't say it is a religious facility. Number two, say make us a taxpayers' money anymore. Obi, a daily taxpayers' money. And yet at 1 million and a taxpayers' money.
Yes.
Narrative a media with airport company. Oma fasa 1 million be decided we are now. In fact, technically speaking, airport company, omoya profit a shareholders funds. That is a technical position, a shareholders funds. But of course, a Ghana mine there. Government is the shareholder, but a shareholders funds. It is not the same as the taxes that are collected from you and me every day. It makes us a taxpayers' money anymore. That is what it is. So what about it now? NPP are buying. Eddie Kaino, almost the introduction the Ghana for said they were going to provide only 10 million Ghana cedis seed money. And yes, I tell you for us in 2018 budget now. A change who say almost about consolidated fund me $58 million. That is direct taxes and million year. And yes, I've been also in this Hajj terminal. But the only reason why I also controversy about it, say a desperate MPP about because of misgovernance, they are desperate to equalize it. The very project on one casa started, air criticizing. Where is the logic in this one? So they are criticizing themselves.
Okay, in my first question, Felix, number one, Hajj terminal way, yenim say in a year, Hajj pilgrim now mokono once in the year. And for this terminal, I say omoko once in a year, we na ewohwa. What would it be used for?
Obi. Hajj Village na walk before we know what was it used for after the Hajj.
Yes.
Yes.
No, because I would say they are making this investment to run it.
So they've done their calculations. They know that the amount of traffic within that period is sufficient for them to make returns to justify the investment. Now, the airports, they are a profit-making organization. They are not in the business of charity. There's no Hajj program who travels for free through the airport. Even Terminal 3 go through, there's a cost on the ticket. They charge you for using that facility. It is part of the cost of the ticket, just like any other traveler. So currently, it is not free. So if they have done their business case, it is the same NPP government that did the calculation. And then
yeah, but
so
there are several Neoma. There are several Neoma MPP buying a year.
No, Obi. Obi, I have heard the MPP themselves criticizing this. What they are doing does not make sense. What is their position? What did they think of before? How can the MPP come and ask me this question you're asking me? So they are condemning themselves for starting a project in 2024. That's not what they are doing. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but maybe that's how come they lost.
No, but
you've stopped Neoma Bebrano.
Obi, after they lost,
yes.
After they lost, how do they then come and see? Hey, the project that they themselves started, is something they themselves will criticize. I don't know, there are structures that have come up. Work is going on, and yet they are criticizing it. Does it make sense? Political convenience. Why would an MP person come and criticize the very process that, first of all, Omantini Akufo-Addo, are there no roads he started constructing at Yebe-Tuasu? Would the MP criticize that? What is wrong with starting a road? And I say, make us say, Bonso, University of Musino, and I end it here and Tuasu now. Would they criticize it? And why the car said they lost elections because they started construction at Hajj Village? Obi, where did you hear that from?
Oh, no.
Who voted against them because they started constructing a Hajj Village?
No, because the whole argument about the state supporting religious activities.
But Obi, I'm telling you that narrative is false.
How is it false?
Terminal is not a religious project, a commercial facility.
Yeah, but I've asked you, after, besides pilgrims, they use to terminal, no? What would the terminal be used for?
But only if the airport company makes money within that period and it justifies the investment, that question you're asking, that's not right. The fact is, airport that was here. The airport doesn't work 24 hours a day. At a point, planes stop flying and landing. And I'm a
yes.
It's at the time now, plane to and now plane in London. What is the terminals they use for? What do they use for? Kumasi Airport. Does it work 24/7? Is there not a period that plane into plane in back? Kamale Airport, does it operate 24/7? There are airports in the world that operate 24/7. So in the period that no plane is landing or taking off, what is the airport used for? So because of that, you won't have an airport, you won't have a terminal. Is that the argument?
You don't agree, sir? Building a terminal specifically for Hajj, a massa project, that cover of religious project.
And I believe the people claiming that were the people who started it. Does it make sense to you? I think I'm going to how is it? Is that the argument they are making to you? How can they come and criticize themselves for something they started? The only reason is that President Mahama, which is a ceremony to highlight the fact that the project is going on. That is all. Because of that, then they said propagandists on President Mahama said they should criticize him for going to cash off for a program, for a project that they started. Who says building a terminal is a wrong thing?
Into when the sword was cut and the project was already underway.
The project almost started in October 2024. Sword cutting, a ceremony, it can be done even when the project has started. So even commission of a project, it can be commissioned after the project has started being used.
Yes, I know.
So what is the issue?
But fellas, would it make sense when the narrative from government is that it was say a managing a cost any other? Why would you spend money on sword cutting?
Airport company, they are in the business of building facilities for air travel for profit. Want to make country and said they will not make profit from this terminal. At the almost see Kumasi Airport, have you questioned it? What question? Kumasi Airport, they cost about $120 million to build.
Behind the sword cutting last week.
No,
what was it supposed to do? Why would we spend that money on the project?
Kumasi Airport, it cost $120 million.
Yeah.
It was done by the same airport company. Why have you not questioned it?
No, but that's not the point. Kumasi Airport.
So what is the point? How different is one terminal from the other?
No, Mebao. In the case of the Hajj terminal, if I am a Christian, I want to go to Israel, can I go and use it? No. It's a different project.
Who says that you can't use it if you are a Christian?
But from
a terminal building, if the airport company decides, say some passengers to pass through that terminal and travel. There will be nothing wrong with it. What is wrong with it? At the airport, at a certain point, can more terminal 2.
Yes,
they know not leave it and go and build terminal 3.
Yes, they did.
In fact, at a certain point, they are near terminal 1. No, they converted it into a private jet terminal for Magdan.
Yes.
Was it not a business decision they made?
Yes.
So they have the right to make these business decisions. The most important and bottom line is that they should make profit from that. Once they make the profit, the shareholder is happy. But what questions will be some? As I said before, they are doing desperate equalization propaganda because of a senseless decision to pump $58 million of taxpayers' money into Amena and then Ofosu. You can't tell me say hard term and Ofosu when the people are making profit. They are showing you the numbers.
Yeah,
can you compare this to?
Amena board of trustees now. Omo can see a WSA cathedral now. A for tourism.
Board of trustees. They have $400 million to complete the cathedral. Almost $400 million on this cathedral. They didn't have the money to begin with. In any event, almost and young command, the finance minister, it is on record in his budget, said a buying ticket that come 10 million Ghana cedis. That is why Ghanaians did not raise an issue with that particular pronouncement
from the start.
Abra, they have gone over and beyond the amount. In any event, there are glaring procurement breaches. Shad and Kasa has even called for further investigations into the matter. That is what has attracted condemnation. How do you compare that to a sound business decision by an airport company whose business it is to build terminals and operate for profit? It is purely within their mandate. But you are encouraging political mischief from NPP because they have been bashed for the cathedral.
I am asking questions based on the command.
And then what say council not say, but multimedia muniska. However, we go to me the council no, I'm will be for normal council for because you are able to justify the trade-off. Cost to be multimedia. What is wrong with it? So your only problem and the problem of NPP is say it is a hard terminal. In any event, Obi, how do you even tolerate criticism of this very project from the NPP?
Yeah, but
only upon from Makasa, no, and what about the very people who made the decision, no, are now criticizing it.
Yeah, but fellas, but you know, so say, or more, Akasetia, we none in MPP for Nkwa. I mentioned to you Daniel Domelevo, I mentioned to you Kwame Apas, and some other
MPP for the share. There are others who have heard it but have not listened to the full facts, like I'm giving to you. Okay. Who think say are buying after security for and the Ekosiisen Hajj? There are people who don't even know say MPP 4 and they said maybe 2024. So some of the criticism is not based on the facts that are available. But as you guys say, we compare things that are not the same. The moment you hear Hajj now, you want to equalize with a cathedral. The terminal building is not a religious project. It is just that as part of our lives, every year, thousands of pilgrims gather to travel to Mecca. They go through a certain facility at the airport, which are temporary structures now. NIPA will only say facility no. I say no, let me make it permanent and make money from it. NIPA, so it is their duty, it is their business to make money from building a terminal and aviation facilities.
Yes.
Yes, we'll say because of that, a religious expenditure. I've also told you, say, young conference you are buying food to and your mother party or more. And one day, Ama will be say, on fan Seneca, now on see a deal for more, so that they will make profit, which is their core mandate.
Yeah, but
how can you be a shareholder and be upset to say, Nipa would you my shadows, I say, on Yano, or you do my for so bedroom?
Yeah, but fellas, may a shareholder so, and I believe in the spirit of a government which is in place now to reset Niomabia Akosoa na Enyeno. I don't know the last time I used to Terminal 2, but Terminal 2 is hugely underutilized. It is there, hugely underutilized. Couldn't the airport company and by extension, and again, I'm unfortunately buying them because government appoints the board, government appoints the MD of the Ghana Airport Company, and that is why Even Ghana Airport Company na AC Terminal 3 on their own books, no. But the government of the day edge glory for building Terminal 3. The same with Maritime Hospital, the same with Bank of Ghana Hospital. And don't you think, say, when a new government can say, old government in past 30 BB, they can say, wait a minute, there is Terminal 2 there wasting away. Why don't we use that for this so-called Hajj terminal, Felix?
Obi, the only reason why our airport company to me see Terminal 3 is that government surrendered its share of revenue from the airports. Sufficient balance sheet to build Terminal 3. It was a conscious decision. In fact, it was the president, John Mahama, at the time, and our director said they should do that. And our proposal said then government should surrender its share of revenue. And I bank okay, no more for IGF, no 100%. No more for building on balance sheet NC. That is how Terminal 3 came about. Number 2, you can even see, say, I didn't Terminal 2 or you could see Terminal 3. And as I didn't Terminal 2 or no, you could see airport to Kumasi and Atamali. The more underlying this is that it is a profit-making organization. Their only focus is to build, manage, and make profit for government. So, the shareholder, and they say, also investment to Muyi, and the Fasobe Bremiana, multimedia Muyi. It's a woman say you are rendering public service of some sort. But bottom line, constitution will look at your financials. If and Fasobe Bremiana, Obetra Mudu, that is the bottom line. So what you ought to look at is the investments on my if I saw us what no matter how do you say yaba na structures wo we say yejai simply because obi could see cathedral in tea. Number 3, and I make a show you say even those who started the project are saying say the money. How does that make sense, Obi? If it is not pure political mischief and ridiculous political, how do you even tolerate that criticism from the NPP? In any event, any NPP no ane kasa and you go do upon Kuma. Some won't fair Melobo, won't fair A+. And yet, he was criticizing the project. How can Kodo upon Kuma criticize the project that his own government started? Say, the Bonia, I don't know what's saying. And this argument say it is not everything they've started that will continue. Where does it come? You see, because they started a cathedral and we should discontinue hospital projects. We should discontinue road projects. We should discontinue airport projects. We should discontinue school projects. You see, criticism is important. We welcome criticism. But the criticism must be sound. It must be logical. It must be based on something. You don't just get up and say, what criticize it? You don't like government supporting religious projects. So that even if the thing is not a religious project, it's a commercial project, simply because you hear, say something great, how can you argue like that? When the entity doing it is looking at what they will get. Sebi, say airport, now we can tell you better. Because because you shouldn't do anything to support religious projects. In any event, the old Hajj Village and also airport company do now why was it never criticized? They've just seen that it is no longer fit for purpose because of the volume of traffic and the kind of service they must render. So they've done a specialized service. What airport was here? Almost be a fellow CIP. Who you swatch better on some kitwa. Will be willing because you don't have the financial muscle to use that place. And a specialized service because they know some yes are now only additional revenue. So the bottom line for all this discussion is that anybody criticizing this should be able to show say it is not a commercial investment. Akufuado okatse and say oko wailing wall. Will be wailing wall makoda and Jerusalem. Wokawa yama o cheshe. Now what one do some Eddie go crack so no abobo Eddie ase to Kobi ewo war ni mu or say oko Jerusalem and on Yankopon konya nkitangudie and o say no say o managing nkunima o basic cathedral Eddie ase ni monyam and no it does not make governance sense. This one obia ko say obi abo a airport company under NPP and are determined that because they have some commercial arrangements with Hajj pilgrims on a yearly basis, no, it makes commercial sense for them to do it. And on Mama Obiasa say on Fantica now on see Wema wom. A buying encore taxes mo uncle use to come airport. Say Omofancy. A buying and they use to Kadima Airport Company, and Momodi see Kumasi Terminal. Why are we not complaining about that?
Okay. Felix, ma yenhwe ne yemfa ensi. Na menase bibia ni na wose yesan ba bedi nkomo a. And I think you made this point for emphasis. Oka say former President Mahama sword cutting way just to bring attention onto the project. Is that what you said?
Obi, even in President Mahama's speech, he acknowledged those who started it. So it has never been a secret. Say, yes, and Sana work on sword cutting. But sword cutting, commission, they are ceremonies. You can do sword cutting when the project has started. You can do commissioning when the project has already started being used. It is a ceremony. It is just a formal ceremony to indicate say BB is here and I say you. And in his speech, go and play back the tapes. I'm sure your reporters were there. He acknowledged say a NPP abandoned the here. So I don't even know where the problem is with this one.
Felix, Bibiania, you better about bedin komo bi meda sepa wie why? Meda sepa. Felix Kwakye Ofosu, a Minister for Government Communications, or a MP for Abra Asei Bukwaman Kese. And as you know, say and the Tujasi and the lawyer Sami Jemfi ebedin komo or a acting managing director Emma PMMC. Wabekansa e studio ha yentie we emra ye ba. Yes, Shen Common, I say a lot to talk about, and every way Ekosiisen. So stay with us.
Ekosiisen ye bonso awo menesempa de brane mamba obi som
Masomo Asempa 94.7 FM. Ekosiisen Jumedi no asuguso a uti. And check with your time. We've done some 35 minutes after 4. Medin your say bonso. Ehaya Asempa FM. Yedi kind ya two my names and we'll be speaking to lawyer Sami Jemfi, acting MD for PMMC, and for more Mufolo no you've seen for some time now. In fact, after the elections, and the first media interview in the he's been concentrating on the task of Mampenyi Ede Eshenens as acting MD of PMMC, and he was given that additional job of overseeing the setting up of the gold board, and he's been focused on that. A lot of stakeholder engagement and they are there. Afe and why Nadrin said he would want to engage with the Ghanaian people and answer some questions a Ghana for being a busa and the Yamiadumi and Sakano ewo studio ha se wutie na wo question bi mana 0548 443 523 0548 443 523. Ubetimi de sa questions ni nyina abrain na yebusa no amao. Sami akwa ba etesen.
Bazebru obi onyame adom ahoden wo ho. Enkwa wo ho. Kachema dabodwem na mboja edi emu afusane. Inti yebeka se Beniza nyonyame edi abedruni. Na wo so ho te sen.
Adumia o.
Mi ama say ho ayefe papa. Ho ayefe na practice ne ko say unya da agede ya na wabo modern yeso food so we ni nyina ene so aban papa banti no menim se bibia be ye mremre na ye nyina ye ho ato ma menchia watifo nyina omo a omuti dwumedi wa chichi ni benche
party for no so mafio
mafio mododo all NDC members and sympathizers teacher me communicators. I mean mudi juma on all platforms, social media, radio, TV, michiobia midobia so ase to say the okan no ya to abewie ya na o say ye jebre na ye home kaka na ye hwe adwuma so a onyame adom Ghana for the ashayensa ye dwen hu ye because anya adwuma ketwa ye adwuma so ye na ye adwuma ase ye ni ye a eso be ban fa so ama o man Ghana ni nchirima And that moment was not only a moment for celebration for some of us, but it was a moment for deep introspection, soberness, reflection on the enormity of the task. Jumaso Ghana for the Ashayansa. Because that dream will be ye baha na ye bekasa ma party press conferences ni tu kwan ni ye campaign na no me obi catch me say John Mahama was going to win with close to 1.7 million votes gaba ebi anka me kra no enti wo hwe nkonimdie ne kesef ne senesi ye kesefa na utumi hu say we de enye nipa enko na ye nyame no nyame so wo botaye nti a wo ye ni bibia se na Ghana fo si di odoto aba na to aba ma ye boom sa no e wo say ka bibi kire and that is simple. President Mahamaka say we cannot afford to fail nti e wo say ye nyina no ye sinkete se ye besom o my Ghana for some papa e wa ho brasi mo na di esi o mampanyi Mahama ani so ni opeso ye ma Ghana ma na di mpuntu ni nwuma paba no a Ghana fo tie na supam to abama ye no ye nyina ye de adwuma den sacrifice e de bebo mampanyi Mahama na to me abam. So at the time I was very calm and quiet. I was home with family, resting, praying and reflecting. Enumwana onyame adom era John Dramani Mahama mampanyi yes same ko PMMC na kosom as acting MD while I was there no hwena yanti adwuma yuko a your friend good border or NDC your 2020 manifesto you can't wasem
2020
2020 you can't wasem in the manifesto yentumi enya akwenya na anye because to abano ye ni nkunim but 2024 so you sound so the share manifesto mo inti ya de da Yura John Dramani Mahama come so pass ye be yes adwuma yuko ya your friend good board.
And I think I no best start me first question. Because Abamu manifesto move for 2 electoral cycles, and that is say there a party leader who is now president and Amonso Amobo Nechidom. Why do you think say Ghana here gold board?
Okay. Iziobi. Question ya webizame no. Question we here pa. Na message for say nkomona yedi no. If a Ghana put to ne Ghana nkoso. This is not partisan politics. This is about an initiative where a bit to me di yo kese any sika any nyuma abregana. Inti yenti asiye because I told bina me with social media na me ready be mo keka utim say nipa no need information only create information but misa and say yes ami jemfi na wo hunti no de obitimi aka agu ade ne ho fi bia no obeka de agu ho fi I mean forget about Sami Jemfi and look at the issue mampanyi Mahama ni so say yenye enfam wa Ghana through gold board. Now back to your question. The inti na Ghana here gold board. You see Ghana your maya nyame hirayen. Na ade ba ko nyame de ache yen pa sika kokko gold. If you no pensu nyina no Ghana yenya gold pa your maya you gold.
Yes.
We bibremu ha the whole Africa and na yitimi ka boy wansa for hene say Ghana you produce gold e che man bia. We are the lead exporter of gold in the whole of Africa. Kwesi broni di kan ba asase we so obehu asase ne se na city no frɛ ha sika mpoano sika kokompoano Gold Coast. So gold ya de onyame de adom ye no man bia betum pon a good dear natural resources onyame de adom sa wo man no e wo so man ni timi use no ye no man ni nya so mfa so pa e de boa ne manfo gold aboa Ghana. It is say minuya bi on TV3 Saturday or so di kita Ghana pa eye kuku enye kuku e gold sika obroni sika gold de maya no kuku nru ho even divided by uchemu miensa kra kuku nru enti gold na ye a good deal nyamedia chain natural resource wa emaye ubruni sika pa be de yo man in terms of forex exchange. 2024, I mean 2024 an example, gold I export to free Ghana no. $11.5 billion. Not cedis.
$11.5 billion.
Yes.
1 year.
Yeah, 1 year.
Official figures.
Yes, official figures. Say yeah, PMMC and you get official figures because every good I ever export to be an I say good no value good no locally.
Sure.
Okay.
In 11.5 no or more illegal export
smuggling encounter large scale for export to be say $6.9 billion. Okay. And a small scale minus export to $4.6 billion
in 1 year.
Yeah. Bank of Ghana, their auto free more export here is about 70% of that. Okay. $4.6 billion. Inti we small scale good at the mine I bear 63 tons officially. Smuggling in Kaho. Make one some later. It is a good idea. My sika. But so we share and fast way was saying ka o man Ghana nye free. So good ye ni mu ade enya no e ketewa bi. E say dey na enya free good mu. Taxes and royalties. Royalties in input there a large scale for no. In it you are 5%. It be quite you are less than that. 4%, 3%. Okay. The royalties large scale, Newmont, Anglo Gold. But more small scale, no mutual royalties. Other African countries are small scale to royalties. Ghana we don't pay royalties, so they pay. Say gold no, the okoto free small scale mine and eco export to withholding tax 1.5%. Minerals Commission will tax be that so for environmental sustainable management be 0.2. So and of course. Omo license ne de omunya mfaso they are supposed to pay corporate taxes, they also pay VAT and they keka ho. So basically taxes and a small scale food you no royalties mfaso yenya no. But gold so mfaso no dodo na anye gold nitu de okwako otu no tua tax ama ban ana royalty mfaso kese no e wo the trading of the commodity. Ne ton obi atu go de wie na wo kwa akoto
every nipa ne ho
akoto no emfaso wo ai wo so man Ghana timinya sa emfaso ni bi te said ye kuku ekuya for dua kuku wa aban na ye ho adwuma nyina na aban akoto se na ebe aban benya emfaso na kauman ni nyina not just individuals involved in the trade but the entire nation because ya fa na say eye oman ni nyina Japade titru ne areas a ye dua kuku ye ni sanfaso no. And the second point so ne say gold ubenya gold so faso a e wo se wo sachira gold du mu de ye enyema fofora ye de gold ye obroni se value addition into gold Ghana ye export to free here America ne bebre unim se ni nyina na export no as scrap obroni friend dory bars scrap gold we don't refine it. Apart from saying refining, no, your jewelry industry of Ghana on the verge of collapse, very weak because access to gold went down. Emma womo, enti obroni frebibi fabrication, the downstream fabrication of gold into jewelries, mints, any coins, any other store of value. Ama mama ya hodo okro wuni gold. Uko Dubai and Dubai will go souk. Udru wa we measure. Enyema ye di gold aye nkwan ye ton go souk. Dubai omuntu gold. A major hub for gold trade keke. Omo create nya create go souk. Na Ghana Gold Coast. The lead exporter of gold in Africa. Ye ni sa ade ni bi. Because gold no sa wo ton do ribas asika wunya na esua. Chain sen ka be refine ton bullion. Bullion so the obenya free mu ne swa chese nka wo de gold no be ko jewelries coins ne dia keka. So the more you add value the more you get national benefits from the gold. Okay enti sanya mani nyina wo fo and ade ba ko so a essence so affect your crown is a gold na ye tu amfa so a ye nya ye kakra bi e ma ye dollars kakra They said the $11.5 billion. And my taxes and royalties. Kakra. But the whole hour is also the Mayano. You say in the and so catch it. The environmental concern of illegal mining. Environmental degradation, you sure. Nipa binum or more small scale mining. You munina binum or more ye say you yensa say acquire. And see, you need to deal with this problem. How do we address this problem and maximize national benefits from gold, that gold resource? How? And see, back environmental management, and not a Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, and your Minerals Commission, Juma. Say, quite Papa Benson, you bet me first were to go the good year now. Yen fancy yen fancy and sassy. Now say same point you bet me a crack in accordance with best practices and law. And we are more Juma. And a present mamma say yen tear Juma you cool for fry your friend good border. Or no the obehe and faswa. Ghana bet to me and free gold no neto and in the tomb. The trading of gold. That's what I say. Because a buying sunya sanfas won't be a cow mining in a chance only a private individual in your sanfas one. Unim. Let's go back a cry and maybe Eba Ghana, not Ghana gold. From 1989, I passed PNDC law 219 establishing Precious Minerals Marketing Corporation PMMC at the time. From that time about to the mid 90s, late 90s, no BNT to gold or Ghana. I just say PMMC. PMMC in Kwan and PMMC had a monopoly. And no Koswa and Sakra and PMMC started having my license so be to go.
Other private entities to buy gold.
But they do baby no. PMMC inefficiencies and the challenges be okumu cabinet the policy decisions were taken by governments. My PMMC crown focus on gold neto on my licenses more. So PMMC reduce gold auto on the my license.
And that's the status quo up until
up to 2016.
2016, okay.
And I buy here and say, my PMMC, you may be a friend of National Assayer. National Assayer and say, gold every Ghana akobia ana eba Ghana bia no ye nya adwuma yekua ono no gina ho ma maya obehwe gold ni mu hu gold no purity gold no ne character because gold ye the gold purity ne to gold what am I saying enti you can't say you're testing the purity of a precious metal. Okay, so PMMC ni as a national assay and you say oh na we test gold in purity ntino. Don't be a regulator and a player at the same time no. So PMMC into gold for a long time until 2022. Now what is the point I'm making? For some time at PMMC ja gold return or more to gold you two categories of people. The point I'm making is the gold trading sector no. The entire president Mahama see enya juma yuko ba ko a on na behwe so nyina ne say the sector is chaotic. The sector you have different agencies all involved in gold to any gold to. And in the regulation no den. So what do you mean? Because the CA you wo you from bullion traders. Or export licenses to export gold. Minerals Commission in Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources and more licenses wo bet me to gold aqua export. 61 of them. 61 yes, Ghana for near Brofo. 61 companies more export license and more going to export. But the license also allows them to buy. And it is the Minerals Commission and Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources and the Momos license. And here we gold dealers. Gold dealers no. PMMC
and a license.
So moment me export to gold, but moment me to gold. Or make me to gold at gold Ghana, but they can't export. PMMC and Momo license. So you have two different state agencies giving licenses for gold trading. What's the point I'm trying to say? Then you have jewelers. Omubody will be a more license. Almost so koto gold nibi. And on the gold market, we who gold dealers or mukita PMMC market or license or muto gold. We who exporters or now bullion traders or mukita minerals commission Ministry of Lands license or also air to gold. Then you will see jewelers almost also to gold because we hear gold as a raw material for production. When are now cost wow then of course you have the smugglers. Some of whom are foreigners, Chinese, Indians, and so on. Omodi anes omoto good. Omodi license bia no modi afa kwati kwanso ye de fa Togo ye de fa Cote d'Ivoire anase airports. Anase even through the ports near hide near bribe obi near the core. Enti oman ni nya emusike ma ni nya so mfa so. Enti edidiswa Ghana yesika sem no edwerega akora 2022. Inflation okay do 54%. Enyema boye ding capital flight omo musika da obi de nisika ekọ Ghana ye lucky out of capital market ntimi nko eurobond nko bobosia ewo obroni sikam dollars biem dollar ma economy no the economy virtually crashed in 2022 so okay per solution and NPP are buying at the time here say gold is the solution,
is the answer.
So and omo yes and your Bank of Ghana enya dia your friend no gold for oil.
And the other one
because petrol cost dollar short into exchange rate cost and because of that so ankran no kofa oil ne ba amount for minto and petrol can affect everything enti ombe you good for oil that's why you good for forex ombe to gold wo ha obo the cedis because ye nya dollars obia yentimi nko bobosia in dollars at the time capital market yentimi nko ji euro bond aye bosia in dollars ye per dollar so ama de okofa mo anya dollar kofa de okofa si chire nya bia kofa de okofa oil nya bia kofa enti sadia aban ne say ne Bank of Ghana and you only PMMC na nto gold no PMMC na yes you nya gold to no monkoye muni kasubon partnership na mo monjeji amanfo sika in cedis ehefo sika banks any BDC say was some of the oil but these are the main people wo mu hia dollars kese banks hia dollars for their customers wo ye businessmen o moko kra nyema ba BDC hia oil dollars for oil every month they need about $400 million and the Bank of Ghana jeju mu cedis ojia na fabima PMMC any other aggregators sanya from no mo fan ko to gold wo market na yen cotton gold no na yen fa ho dollars mra ye de be obi abenya dollar ni bi ena mo de ba ko betare won so okay ye cotton ye to gold no kra na yen cotton nya dollar na yen fa gold and swap oil and mo friend gold for oil in the buy when starting November 2022 mo crystallize the January aban that NPP for 2023 and a Bank of Ghana bar market Bank of Ghana TC market no. Ufri say sankrofo na omo ye gold dealers na PMMC ene ma omo license no. Ene kind of bullion traders exporters no. Ufri so betimi the Bank of Ghana compete.
No.
Intimi. Because Bank of Ghana no the Bank of Ghana is not there to make profit. They are there to salvage a sinking economy. So their consideration is get the gold at all cost. So they started offering, they said they will buy gold at a spot price. Gold will be any or to gold or trade gold or on the spot because they a commodity. Oh, cotton. And they will say, oh, ton of discount kakra. Now they cost in to so now they fast work a crab yard. Ato so any fast boom. Because gold a volumes business. 0.1 of fast work a sika. But Bank of Ghana, they buy almost a better on the spot because they need to offer a high price. No, be a gold abroad. It's a seller's market. The gold will go to the one offering the highest price. What will be a metro? No, and the Bank of Ghana is also buying gold high price. So gold knows on to mean tone young fast word or boka because gold bought on the local market. No, a LME. The London Metal Exchange price, the LME price, adjusted to purity, the purity of the gold. Now you use, I know you're in dollars. No more you use
CD equivalent.
CD equivalent. And what exchange rate do they use? They use black market.
Oh,
and sometimes even higher than black market to set the price. And for Bank of Ghana to buy a spot and even sometimes above that, but because they are not a private business looking for profits, they want to save the economy of a nation. they will offer any price to get the gold because omo per dollars at all cost. So when the informal way, you know, and omo and a good for oil, no, and ye may be and it's a topic for another discussion because only me views about good for oil, and ye may be a man no kwan passuntino. I'm a Bank of Ghana boka good for forex a cow or better a kakakra, but heading a boka because the market is unregulated. What you good until you want to offer high prices, spot prices, so that you get the good. Now at the end of your tournament, say so 1 cedi. Now we beton Ghana 1 cedi. So what toll transport was saying in a cow. Now they go the bedroom blue na cana betoson. Until turn more than 1 cedi were blue. It is Nina Oka. And a gold market is very volatile. And the price here 1 or bit my 2. And then the crown no pay bit me 1. If you do you 1.5. And a very volatile. If you are not buying with a profitable buying policy, ubeboka sanity. The Bank of Ghana is almost same market. And the gold dealers ni bullion traders exporters no baby adwuma because a boa Bank of Ghana to good no won't mean to be. And a Bank of Ghana so the beba na to good ne sa ne say we are buying untua tax. But wo ankwankwan na wakwaje bosia na wo de wa wusika to good no wo betua 1.5% withholding tax etua income tax etua enyema bibira Bank of Ghana nyeden entua so you can compete with them. Let us say good traders win in adwuma but Bank of Ghana sika na wo nya de to good no e kakra bi entimi to gold a e wo dwa so nyina. Where the total volume of gold small scale export to last year was 63 tons. Bank of Ghana there we 70 tons. But all the 63 tons in we divided by 56 weeks, which is the total number of weeks in a year. There is a week near 1.1 tons and the export to but we be any small scale miner and will be on good trade. More who say gold the one markets small scale. More than 3 tons. More than 3 tons. Yes, into the Akane fine. They said the Bank of Ghana yes sika toy and your toy. The Akano India ni na Ghana ni bia ompeso be dimra so. Ebeton was smuggle. Ye nya hu sika. Because the gold there we check all the data e borrow the nya last year so. There's a Bank of Ghana into to ni na. O to point about aha. And now you may go be so from MEF.
But time a Bank of Ghana bear no was there a requirement say Bank of Ghana abemuno obia nton the gold in my bank.
Yes, Bank of Ghana abemuno and by the stroke of the pen ya anya policy bi ase ko pass mro say Ghana ya ho akere say henceforth Abaya decided say wa export license bi and you can't export gold. You suspended your export license. What mean export to gold? You can only buy. The buying function of your license will be to me at all, but you can't export it. Otwa Betoma Bank of Ghana through PMMC. There was all those PMMC. I get my point. Good. And omuye we na no just say export you can't export again. Omuye we no do baby 2023 ho baby no mo san so ba so mo be exemption. Exemption nature say okay, yes we be antimi export to there, but the exporter be a contractual obligation with an entity somewhere say was supplying the gold no brana beje exemption but obi exporter ben win new contractual obligation. The person is an exporter exporting to who or a business partner or off taker or the gold new command until everybody qualifies for exemption until omo him said they abuse the exemptions and gave it to over 9 maybe exemptions and go who close to 20 what they say so they abuse it and then also and come up for another day. But Panocha, for a long period of time, nobody could export. There was so bad in the gold. Eba PMMC, my Toma Bank of Ghana, na export to my Bank of Ghana. In the end, they don't know. This is something that will be tried. Say, oh yeah, that 10 years. And Bank of Ghana, no, so no. MEF, your friend may be Minerals Income Investment Fund. NPP for net say, and on Komodi Japan, and Amaso. But it is a company. About 78% of your royalties are your fee a good year you win in economy to invest it and to maximize income your friend minerals income investment fund into raw income Ghana you sika your free gold diamond musa a good year in your friend royalties company no 78% approximately and a cohort for them to invest and maximize it. Okay. And as our company so yes, oh yes, you're very good for Forex, but Then vice president say, "And you must come market, must go to gold nubi." And almost started in 2023.
Almost turn at Bank of Ghana rates now.
Because Bank of Ghana the car. But but Bank of Ghana raise the price. It will be then Bank of Ghana a compete. Until they were buying the gold at prices which didn't make sense. You buy gold at black market. What the ton gold ninya dollars? What the buy Bank of Ghana say $10 no at Bloomberg rates. So waboka. What gold no in cities or the gold no.
Yes.
Bono gold boy $. Yet converted by cities are now we use to black market and sometimes higher than rates a year higher than black market. Sometimes. TNU. It is auto gold new year now $1 now be $6 about cities are. $1 $1 no at the same rate I what the to good now waboka. It is what they say as a myth. Under their good for forest program waboka $90 million. What am I telling you? I am telling you, sir, the idea they got was good. That gold and they had the surest way of saving the economy. Gold na the surest way so man you to be any dollars and they are stabilizing your national currency.
Okay.
Now buama economy na ye it is our surest bet BBN not cocoa. It is gold number one. The idea was good that government should be involved in the trading of gold. But the policy environment was wrong.
Okay.
Because you cannot be going into the market, give public funds, Bank of Ghana, GCA, public funds. You give it to different aggregators. Because any PMMC in Ghana, to go no more. Yeah, there are another entity. So, these are sensitive issues. Now, the Bank of Ghana can compete with markets. DNBC. DNBC. Price no run about there ebeko me first one for you good royalties and you are different aggregators. They are using public funds to compete for the same commodity gold. The NBC price no kwa ebeko so obi abeboka the omboka ne the smuggle. So President Mahama says yes, we need government now to be the sole buyer of gold. And the sole exporter of that gold from small scale. Last scale there, they are binding down here and they say, your agreements on 20%. Because he was held to me as a mine. Say, good, no two near one there. You have preemption right. You need to say you're tuning in. Once we are buying it at spot price, that was all the mine. The President Mahama say yenya banye juma yukua. Onu kwa ne wo to me so be den obeto gold. Now wa export to sa gold no. Now what team regulated that market. Because the NAM say all these state agencies are there. MEF is there, Bank of Ghana is there, PMMC is there, other aggregators are there, traders are there. No. You can't regulate it. And price are called overboard. The trade is no longer profitable. And this whole person make it profiting when there was a smuggle. Now make sure the entire amount for smuggle good. What do you say? So this is why you need one entity to streamline that sector. Now, what is the objective? DNT in here. Now I'm coming to the specifics of your question. DNT in here so that gold are here to nina and what dollars no. Ye ni betimi adi akire ne yade aba. Omo export licenses no. Emra mo kwan say so omo togo no omo koton amanonea. Omonfa only 80% of dollars in the Emra back.
And they keep 20.
Yes. Now 80% omonfa within 30 days. Obi.
Ebi mu buso.
Ebi mu niso. Ya mo chire ya na start say ye need di achire from 2022. Before that omo niso.
In the 30
now,
days.
Wa beto gold, wa koton gold. We fa dollars in Emra na de o pesika ko China, Dubai. Obi anye sika dollar ni bi nko. Wo se 30 days so this kind of ye. It is say Mama say dollar ni pay 80%.
Okay.
And I yen say dollar ntina bontin 30 days. I buy an eto. It I buy the dollar ne beba acha 3 days. The turnaround cycle for gold trade is 3 days, maximum 4 days. Say me to gold, say me koton wa. How crowd we are not refining. It acha 3 days, 4 days. I was saying dollar no back in Ghana. Anytime I hear 30 days, you pay dollars to support the city because the dollars ban the city nya ho den ade a yedi dollar kofa ba bia no bo no be den ebe wo form ebe ma inflation aba form timamuni bi omam ba bia benya saa de no so mfa so ebe ma ye ho atoye wo ma animu enti dollar ni ho hia. And that is why yetimika say you call IMF for bailout you compare dollars. If you say CDs again be dollars nyepe you say be ma $3 billion and also you dey ma mfie miensa bia besumi nsia bia just ko treasures pass asa na ye bia hede aka ho ne ye wo gold e betumi amaye small scale mining gold me ha many nothing less than $5 to $6 billion every year na yentumi ye asaban ya yentimi nto sa gold no enkoton enfa dollar ne madia na ye ho na ye wan because bra ye bre IMF program ni ade nyina reserves your forex reserves dollar ni wo obi so to so that is the first thing say abaya na eto and abaya na export to there and here we can track the dollars and within a short period of 3 to 4 days no? The dollars the money will get back in. The second thing so say abaya eduma yekuo ba ko na eto and on one export on one irregulated sector na and mami explain bibi ncho on dollar na answer about the second point on cocoa you hu say cocoa ye turn am and say bia so nya dollars no and na tete ye na nanom penso mu hu nya answer say cocoa opa dua cocoa but don't even turn mo bia turn ma aban
and that's why cocoa board came in.
Yes enti cocoa board on na betimi di cocoa na man o turn ma bia o small ye be chew say na be ya cocoa board ebe kwa koton $100 ni nyina ide aba cocoa board ye adwuma o mugina brand no de no mo ye cocoa de nya ente ye no cocoa season ni nya start e kra no no ma o ma ye nhwehwemu aye projection say afi we cocoa ni ebenya so mo se we ebenya 1 million tons and ye yemfa mu 700,000 tons carry forward yenko ye forward sales ni yenko je dollars it is a gold board ebe gina brand and here was solid balance sheet. We don't even have to buy gold and send yakoton the dollar back. We can sell gold forward. We can project say small scale can give us gold of 100 tons. So say yeah proper analysis you can sell parts of that forward and take dollars in advance. Gold ni yenyan to tell you no why dollar in advance net to Bank of Ghana. The upper dollar kwa fa de bi enya dollar ni bi black market say me nyina inflation say na de beto go ni amount cedis because gold no koto how the cedis net to enya dollars na Bank of Ghana asesa kakra bi de wo hia for every week no asesa ma na de to be dollar net wo. That is where we want to go. Without one agency regulating, streamlining the sector, you can't do that. So the point I'm say only one agency so they want the right to buy. Even apart from forward sales, you off taking. Obi to Dubai. When we say gold will be a gold. Everybody in the world, because people value even gold before dollars. Oh, there's here. Yes. I so. Enti obi a gold nususua. Enti anam say to him says or no ma wo do sika koto gold na. Chances are that o beton ma no. Enti amanfo be hwehwe power chel say Jimmy sika in advance. What am I say? Jimmy sika in advance. Now what just says sika na fa sisanko cedis na fa to gold na fa brem. So you even get forex in advance. When you have a gold board, one agency checking that sector, you will not only get dollars through spot sales, say ma to gold in cedis, ma koto wenya dollars mediaba. Enye no nko, but you can do forward sales. You will get a lot of off-take funds in dollars sitting at your central bank and in other financial institutions in Ghana. And my dollar, the biggest, and the biggest and the most important economic matrix. All other things will fall in line is your exchange rate. The dollar rate is the most important. If you have a hold on that, economy. So the first thing you have dollars, and gold board is your surest way of getting sustainable supply of forex in your system.
Because now the market will be regulated.
It is one agency. The agency can leverage it for forward sales and raise dollars, spot sales and raise the dollars for you and all that. So you don't have a problem.
But as part of agent, because earlier you made a point, say the more value you add to the gold, the more money you make.
Remember, now when you gold border, the jewelers are at the mercies of the markets. Jeweler ben ebe to me Bank of Ghana and MF a compete to good. Unya bin top. Me PG or PMMC Yanka was subsidiary. Precious Jewelry Limited, a company. Only jewelries. People we have shops all over. Good no cry yanka sa no cry nyebi. Because he ni sika ye to be Bank of Ghana na me sika ni ato yama omo. Bank of Ghana no ton open the dollar. Quick, uni sika de beto be few. But say ya buy and to go now, buying him say from a policy perspective, we need to develop the downstream fabrication of gold into men's jewelry in the account. So by policy, we can decide say gold board to be let's export 90%. Let's give 10% to jewelry industry. Government will do that, but will be motivated by profit from the highest bidder. Will not do it. It is our per value additional. Your surest bet is to get gold board. Because either than that, jewelry, they must all go to the same market. The Bank of Ghana is buying, MEF is buying, bullion traders are buying, gold dealers are buying to get some of the gold. And
that would mean medium to long term, no? In fact, Dory Bass in Kobio.
Crack, Debbie. Lead exporter of gold in Africa, Gold Coast. Now you export to scrap gold, you intimate refinery gold. And to get that value addition. You need, because Ghana is here. Obi Mibisao, Ejuma Yukuobe and Ghana. Show me one agency in Ghana that is promoting value addition in terms of gold. Show me one. We don't have even one functioning refinery. We have about 5. None is functioning. They have not even refined 1 kilo of gold. Why? But if it is government, you can do all that. But I don't make a man for no be a radio so say hey, imagine say the Ghana gold in never shiny paba sami jenfi and you be so powerful or the gold no cry no ekoma Ibrahim Mahama on tiasie see ya kasa aban kwa na to gold and say sami jenfi na ya the Ghana gold in never shemensa gold board no, it is going to be a statutory corporation, a body corporate established by an act of parliament. Enti ye Ghana for Japa de te se Cocoa Board GNPC Ghana Gas MEF ye dem mra ya nem sifo wo mra hye bedwam na pass mra se ye aban Ghana for ye tie adwumayuku no mo hwe so the board of directors. Board of directors no we good board draft bill here dem enimia. And here is gotten all the necessary approvals. I'll tell you about it. And we are expecting executive approval from the president this week. Now, who are the members of the board? Small scale miners, no mutu. Large scale miners, 2 chamber of mines. Bank of Ghana governor. And an NMC not below the rank of deputy governor. An NMC also. Minister of Finance. And an NMC not below the rank of a director. An NMC also. Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. On one kasa an NMC not below the rank of a director from the ministry. Also. What the point I'm trying to say? All these people also. And then nipa ba ko do gold na mano. In corporate governance, when a power is a board. And small scale miners now here to go and traders no bullion traders aggregators ni local you for omunyi no man nam sini so ye den e board no so and anya sa me jemfi na betra ba bia ka se yekoto ye nyina that board no be develop pricing policy ya yemfa to go da e be ye profitable ama all the players involved in the trade and Ghana miners will be mo boy be sisi o mo ntiase because their representative is there ye ntie no ase again. Number 2, enye gold board enko na besisi offices wo baby ase ye dikoto Ghana gold nyina.
But you know, sir, with Cocoa Board, no Cocoa Board were regional offices.
And a Cocoa Board were licensed buying companies. You're from LBCs. And the Cocoa Board, yes.
Okay.
Cocoa Board more seed money.
No more they are top.
Obi frame me no be frame or the other side. Don't say they have me pa and say, "O mo ye adwuma ni na mo be you." Mo frame say, "Hey, o mo ye adwuma ni bi na fe no mo adwuma kra be so." Because they say traders no my mobo. Bank of Ghana one market because of the high prices they can't compete. Okay. Omunyina ya mobo. Enti say gold board ba Bank of Ghana and to gold be. MIF enko marketing ko to gold be.
The new governor no say.
So you have only one agency and one agency gold board and ya na to gold no. Ye license
buyers
agents to go and buy.
Yes.
There are 3 categories of agents.
Okay.
Number 1 is the aggregator.
Ono
na yede Ghana sika ebe man say.
Okay.
Based on the certain criteria we be qualify. Because to be an aggregator no, I was see who say one kasa gold adwuma why you be that. Wa usika wo to gold.
Okay.
Gold do was say na what in the last 3 years. Okay. Wo company, who are your directors? Yeah. Who are your shareholders? What are the corporate governance practices there? What the point I mentioned, so records keeping to say, or financial administration to say, na sikana ya de ma wono guarantees be the wo. Do you have an advance? Can you afford an advance payment bond from an insurance company? And a counter indemnity as you can get the amount na share ye insurance company wa kwa Jessica or no so be baba betonton we Japa de age. E dey no bia na beti my aggregator obi se me kochecha ama Ibrahim nua no mo nim de work. There is a criteria set by the board of directors. Okay. And look at the caliber of people who will be on the board. And yes, a minister for finance as yeah. And your reports called minister of finance SIGA.
Yes, state interest
and parliament. And parliament. Yes. And the licenses are here, you know, will be applied within 3 months. There was all money license. One farmer who refused to, there was all money reason. Until you gold board tribunal. Until you courts. So you can't use it for it's a serious thing we are doing. What you say? So it's a body governed by law. And structures, and yes, I'm they Ghana good, but back to the point I'm making. How will gold board exercise its exclusive right to buy gold? Through license aggregators.
Okay. In what about license aggregators?
Then
what's the 3 categories?
Then the license buyer tier 1. Okay. Aggregator ne de omo ye nipa kakra bi a ono we show capacity say minim gold to ma misika metimi aboa gold ano de ayede ama like what PMMC is doing for Bank of Ghana. What do you say? Sure. What demonstrates our capacity ni amanisika. But no, there are 13 mining regions in Ghana. Are you too good?
Yeah.
It was a winya buyers all across the towns and communities where they mine so that gold me better because a nipa crown to the gold there was so two quine tintin and zana wa beton gold now we are gold no the bema smuggler. So you need a lot of buying centers across Ghana. So there is a one who will be buying small quantities from miners or turning kitting 1 kilo or no woman tier 1 license as a license buyer. But what shall aggregator say? Okay. Or to gold no the aggregator. Now aggregator as smelty gold no their gold board. Okay. What do you say? Now you what tier 2 buyer. Tier 2 buyer no or one day or no bit maybe office watakwa and now kumase. Obit me out to huge quantities 20 kilos, 10 kilos, 30 kilos, 50 kilos. What you say? Now also developers our capacity no so aggregator na manisika. So we will finance an aggregator. They said the Bank of Ghana finance any other aggregators. Yes. Then the aggregators finance the license buyer tier 2. Okay. Then it goes to tier 1. They all know what form of then it goes all the way to the miner. Okay. And all of these people are licensed and they are being regulated. Untimi to gold bo awope. Yem pene ma unto gold abofo a odi BCC miner. Enti your price policy, there is a guaranteed price. Yes, there is a guaranteed price below which say you to gold at 1 cedi. You beka say a business until you must allow for fair trade competition. It will be taught between 1 cedi and 90 pesos. It is fair. By amount to 80 pesos. Because if we don't do that, the private people will come together. The aggregators, and a young one you wusika, a bind tayachi, then they form a price cartel. Into see a better 10% discount. Opa farmer, 1 farmer, wouldn't you? So in the pricing policy of gold, but there is a guaranteed price below which you can buy. Oh, you're not mine a report to your license and will prosecute you. Then there is a high price, the price ceiling
above which
you can buy. Because gold no tabra buying. It is a buyer into Nyan talk. Neboa or then the cost in Nato Subenian Faswa, then government is in bad business. You better boka and also be news said yes, Bank of Ghana Bokana. So what the point I'm trying to say? But that doesn't mean say BCC will be out on gold. Gold into say cocoa. It is a to gold and the President Muhammad Aroma. A Jabia will be in Yabin Shell. Now buy bima kuku for be 50% of the international market price. And also they cost 70% kuku for some others. But and on chese by announce that's our commitment but obi and on chese enuntino obetimi akoto go 70%. Unya bimpo. Gold is no kuku. So it must be a reasonable fair market discount. The traders know it, the miners know it.
And what you are saying up until this stage,
and you set that to get by the board where the miners are there and the traders are there and all the stakeholders are there, and you set it.
And what you
now obia use policy in the diato, meaning say the trade is profitable not only now for private people. Aban subenya sikani bi yenye sikana de ne de beye. Ye de beboa small scale miners. Na me kire mo aye de beboa wo mo. Ye de beboa mining communities. Na me kire mo aye de beboa wo mo.
It is so obi currently obi or license as a buyer, gold buyer. We all go mining communities now. Obi on shop K2 bi auto gold. Obi was our license ni BCC and I say our license as a bullion exporter or a place under gold board.
Yes, right now. To me export to gold, even from a fiat that the NPP government gave, they suspended all export. I just want more exemptions. Okay, so the only thing you can do under the gold board is that you can't export gold on your own.
Private sector
on your own. To say cocoa no. Cocoa board don't export it. Gold board don't buy. But all of them who are buying, the bullion traders and the gold dealers who are buying gold, no. What license be no? Gold board act in your person, you see by apply the license or buy a more license first.
Okay.
And some will be a one license. They have priority.
Okay.
To gold, the only thing is that they are moving from PMMC license to gold board license. They are moving from a license given them by the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources to a gold board license. It's the same thing. But this time around, there will be standards in place. Baby will be a more than war. The business so man a license. A human a warrior no so no be a day a show.
It answer remember other questions but
hold on, answer remember other questions no. Mama from you no being candy here. We are very important.
Okay.
Obi. Unim say why I'm giving you the one of the major reasons why you need gold board. Gold baby na yenya from small scale. Last year 63 tons minus smuggling. Smuggling can be times 2 or more. Okay, I am my $4.6 billion. When you say gold, no be anywhere you bet me a ton in London. So small scale mining gold, don't mean ton in London.
Because
won't mean ton in
scrap in India.
There be won't mean ton in Spain, won't mean ton in Europe, won't mean ton in America. Ghana, the only places are small scale mining gold. Generally a ton. Dubai, China, Kakrako, Hong Kong, Turkey. Dubai and India are the main ones. The biggest one is Dubai, then maybe India, then maybe China, Turkey. Baby, omo from LBMA, London Bullion Marketing Association. Our money almost so power gold trade mono. What refineries I can say in the world. Now so moka so mo ton gold or mo ton LBMA price,
which is
with premium. Say LME price here $2,000 and $2,800 and now LBMA ultimate ton gold ultimate ton LBMA refinery is around refinery in South Africa. You get a higher price and then you're friendly premium no. You're gonna intimate your good from small scale nko large scale for
the reason is
the reason is but the main we question wouldn't say the whole Africa only one country has LBMA accredited.
That's South Africa.
Here around refinery. Ghana you will go to Chimbiano. You produce good Chimbiano ye nibi. Why? I didn't need to me you go dinko. Because sa LBMA for no. They have a policy for buying gold, and that policy says they will only buy your gold if that gold was responsibly sourced. Into more guidelines. So person who told gold obroni free bibi traceability. And was how the gold ni mo mu e bon one gold no free buy. Ye to go no man so do bia concession bi e da hase ya eye OB ventures dia.
Ofa kwan paso too.
Ofa kwan paso ye to go no child labor nka ho. Yamfa mercury any chemicals say environment say you and to ye legal responsible mining. The oil mining no license. So we need technology about media prove traceability. And the fact that the gold was responsibly sourced, our gold, no, gold is one per one top. I just fuck Dubai. Uko Dubai is why MPP no cotton or discounts. Uko nyab a bona a manzen just born on Diminia, Ubenya Boka Krebi. Meaning it's a revenue and a dollars. I was a Ghana, ye free your good mono, ye nyano, and yet there wasn't Kenyano. Kayetimi tono LBM more revenue and more Forex in the form of dollars. So what you say? But ye near Juma Yokobia or Ghana is the only agency pursuing traceability is PMMC. Under a programmer, World Bank boy $160,000. It can't do traceability. So that is why you need gold board. Now in the area say LBM before now until gold that gold no you can't add it to your reserves. TR70 this is very important. Or maybe able to point you say was on minor Nisika Krabia, the central bank of that country, no, here reserves. And the reserves of every country is either in dollars or in gold. What's the point that John said? Now Amama yo muni go to say Ghana crowd gold reserves chain. Ye last scale for no. Omutu gold na omudi omutimi and am say gold no ye tu no kwampa so na ye traceable no omutimi de ko LBM no koto say nye Ghana no woto man na sa countries ne dia come reserves so ye nkan ye reserve until Bank of Ghana started this gold reserve program omuto 20%. What do you say? But small scale gold no Bank of Ghana intimi to because it's not LBMA certified. Yeah, say enye kwampa so now they count reserves ho a ye chewa ye betwa ni nyina ma free reserves. But what is the agency in Ghana pursuing responsible sourcing and traceability? Binio, John Mahama says that is why you need a gold board. So that at least Rome was not built in the day. You to me so rich now. Gold that you twin and we will only buy gold that is traceable and responsibly sourced. You can't. But you have a deliberate policy, say, within the short, medium to long term. You move from buying galamsey gold to buying responsibly sourced gold through a deliberate policy. And the gold never see a chem. Bank of Ghana mu chem. Bank of Ghana mu gold or more the year reserves.
Any gold
or more the copper dollars and no more turn to Dubai. Because any gold papa ain't me na some small scale miners on bebre responsible mining or mudi mraso. As a gold board or what ye bet me aboa wa small scale miners bebre gold ya to ama LBM and I no can say Bank of Ghana started be but omo ye mienu pe ba ko ya Sanska as part of the Kibi mine project and about ko ye green gold from a certain company Typhoon. These are all small scale. What does it show? The capacity is there. That if you have an agency like Gold Board dedicated to pursuing this, you bet me a lot of licensed mining companies
doing responsible mining
because they are abiding by the code. LBMA pay. Market access, higher price with premium, more Forex, and that gold, even if we don't sell it, can be part of our reserves in the Bank of England. So without gold board, how do you do it? Will be a Tobisa. Then Obi Maka value addition smuggling. Are they almost smuggling gold? Gold here number one.
Smuggling.
Yes. But what say a cheap gold smuggler how many years in? And then I say I'm about yes, I'm sure national security is investigating. But Obi, what says a chichi go smugglers in Predodose? But go smuggling is a thriving, an ever thriving venture. State security agencies near your fighting. Aside that, PMMC said they need any mandate to fight smuggling. You said they need any task force, the resources to be able to fight smuggling. I had the money in your go the year Japa there. Ofa kwampa so export wa ye benya tax e dia ye nsuo e dia ya kwan e dia ye mpuntu nyuma e di nyuma ne ahoto bebro manfo dollars no so beba ama obi a wo pe dollars wa ye den enya bi na wo afa kwati kwan so wo dia hye wo ho wo kofa border so dia kwakoton dollar emma revenues wa emma masa ya depa and smuggling is going on. Ghanaians are doing it, foreigners are doing it. Why do they do it? Number one, 4 reasons. There are those who feel say senior local price of gold boy ding because Bank of Ghana to be to be. Any taxes a good so no. Mekwa kutua withholding tax 1.5%, PMMC by Jimmy 0.258% for ASI, Minerals Commission Jimmy 0.2%. At the end of some boy they may turn on black market. Me export to true kwampaswa me nyam faso into obe smuggle and we back. Gold board bar sa problem ni na any ho because withholding tax 1.5 no ye be ye free.
Okay.
Minerals Commission tax ye be ye free. Say aban yankasa na export as aban into tax man. Like Bank of Ghana doesn't pay all these fees when they do only asset fees and our service charge as PMMC. The second cause of smuggling is the search for dollars. You want for more makola wujumu amuye jumu dollars. Banga the former banking sector is not able to give them dollars. Into omu see this no koma alaji for no mo sisa sika na black market. Me cho go smuggling as a power. No more see this akoma mo say me per dollar ma me supplier wa China. Sa large for ni na no mo accounts in Forex bureaus at Dubai. In the United Arab Emirates, Forex bureaus can transfer money. Like in Ghana, banks transfer money.
Oh, okay.
Into more accounts. It would you see this bureau more. Now I instructed Dubai. Now you transfer dollars. You have dollar in shows more Ghana. Now you transfer dollar no. I call supply or China na baby or when your dollar amount supply to nyema bede. We see this no J no they no there. A bede na sa settlement was okay in Dubai no wakwe. Or do see this need to good. No a smuggle good no. No the good now settle transfer no e go Dubai. Because there they need good. And whether it came quite pass one and quite pass omobeche. So one of the major causes of smuggling. Then number 2, gold is used for settlement of smuggled products. Where there will be our oil legitimate trade or dollars, I wouldn't be out in the Sika Koma Alaji and Alaji. Amaya transfer Sika Amane suppliers and Alaji didn't see the Snako to gold as smuggle to go and settle the Forest Bureau Ewo Dubai. And you what you also the idea Fatima Port or Kradia Bagana. And your man or the ban here $1 million. No, we declare $500,000. Now I have Canada now port. No, we made the 1 million in euro. And I'm saying, you know, one person betting the money laundering, you know, dollars I will bet to be the fast system, you $500,000. Because I know I would declare it you have duty or krata so. If you don't want a Bank of Ghana, you will be the $500,000 enyema no di wuro mu na wabeto nwe no obede nya dollar akwa kutua na suppliers ka no the cedis no asanso am allergy for no mo de ato gold no mo de gold na konoma enti omo fa won say gold bo edin wo ka to onto gold 100% you crop beto because enkotua duty ange bia ne ka ko be 20% enti gold no oto no boka kro mfa ho because obi onya 2% 3% on gold is a lot of money. If you don't have a gold board specifically dedicated to fighting this kankaroo to me.
But if the national security architecture ain't mean fight here,
no, you have to fight it in collaboration with the security agencies. The gold, you can be a soldier with two young child and yes smuggling now gold into say kuku botwa obi smuggler be so bi kita boto no gold obi kita gold 1 kilo na shene boto ma wu or the shene bag ma wu. That is how it is, why it is very delicate. And if you don't have an agency dedicated to that trader, so be a question now beside was pregnant with a lot of answers. That why are the enema will be your objective? I say, why do you need gold board? Yempese Bank of Ghana too good. Or turn a high price because nobody's regulating the market or toboka. Ghana, affected. About yes, go to a recapitalization levy for Bank of Ghana. May for so to be.
Yes.
Now you turn high price, next trading losses, now shisika. What you say? Now go dealers so to be no mususu. Bank of Ghana say market to adene boy den ye bre. Na bullion traders so to be no be asu. Now gold na ye turn no kra no. Dubai ni India nko an ye de ko China. because yeni market because nobody is pursuing the policy of responsible sourcing and traceability. The market access for it is limited to places yenya high value and the dollars we need. Now gold no crown no more to the corner. Yes, almost here 30 days into dollar ne ma ye or the baswa 80%, I me here 100% of the dollars and I need it within 3 to 4 days. Now jewelry fosu you gold now you have a gold board. From a pure public policy perspective, we make sure you have the supplies to develop, because the more you're using gold is a gold buy the abaso no be no to gold kesi be mu you turn 1 gram. Ghanaians should be able, in a country like us, Ghanaians should be able to store their money in gold. Because you know behind the bet matter 1 ounce and not 1 kilo, but he can buy 1 gram. Through processing, now with me be a coin I say 1 gram. With me customize a crowd picture also. Baby I do in the world every Japa dimpo. What you say? So this is why you need a gold board. And you say yeah, abeje Ghana gold in nama sami jenfi. Edi abi go bi adwuma.
What it means is that sami when all is said and done, na say act bill never be actor. There will be no PMMC bill.
There will be no PMMC. Mami nche ho ni mu. Obi say gold board the manage the PMMC yeguno. The person doesn't understand. PMMC adwuma bi awotia. That adwuma you bit me go through various transformations.
Yes.
PMMC unim time yete no 1963. Ni en friend PMMC ni en friend of Ghana Diamond Marketing Board.
Okay.
In 1965, no majuma mo ya ne say omonto Ghana Diamonds e wa no mo marketing. In 1965, ena abai ne ye LI 401 and or the year the state owned enterprise.
Yes.
1965. 1972 and year NRCD 32 the Diamond Decree. And you can say you changing from Ghana Diamond Marketing Board to Diamond Marketing Corporation. Because the NRCD 32 you know LI 916 and the Diamond Marketing Corporation. That was 1972. 1989 yes agreement was here Sanso why diamonds alone? Ghana you will go there was silver. And the Precious Minerals Marketing Corporation. 1989. And this time around on to gold or on top minerals marketing keke onye ultimate grade and assay and value and processing good. Nonsense to be my license to agents to buy gold. Nonsense to mean to gold and sounds on ton gold. 1989 years Amrano. And from that time, PMMC was the sole buyer. Yeah. PMMC had a monopoly. And yet this our power no. Emma 1989. 1991 ho baby near pass Act 461. Conversion of statutory corporations into companies act. Act 461. All statutory corporations should be converted into companies limited by shares. And 2000 in August, yes, a son from Precious Minerals Marketing Corporation to Precious Minerals Marketing Company Limited.
And now
so now we are a company. We are not even a statutory corporation. But we still maintain their functions under PNDC Law 219, which is to grade and assay gold, which is to buy gold and all that. But say to me now, you wanna see gold, precious minerals. Say to me now, you wanna. And yes, exclusive. PMMC has a right to buy and sell gold now, but by policy, I buy and say my PMMC into gold.
Bank of Ghana.
Oh, I say because I say I don't know what's auto. And then you watch the Bank of Ghana PMMC aggregate and they say you talk. So what happened to that argument? Are you getting my point? Because go now you talk about Bank of Ghana, we are say it. So what happens to that argument? But you need legal backing. We are the national assayer by policy, not by law. So and then yema bebre as a regime who Ghana was here sesanoa. Say nyam branch ye chi ma yesa to me na amanfo bitimi ni atwe so pa. And we have begun a conversation about, for example, how gold produced by large-scale mining companies are said, which has to change.
We have to look into it.
Because I say that since it determines the purity and the value, sure, we have to change it. But there's a topic for another day, because we are still discussing with Chamber of Mines. We
are still looking at say Gold Board will be doing.
Gold Board will do it, but the regime must change. Okay. Because then you see, I say small scale mine is good, and yes, I say large scale is different. And I think that it must be one.
Okay.
One methodology.
Okay.
One fee system for fairness and consistency, and for revenue assurance purposes. But Gold Board by law, you need the sole national assay.
PMMC. No?
PMMC ni sadia no. PMMC again, you have a right to buy and sell gold, but you need to credit to gold. And you need that right is not exclusive to us. Others can buy. Into the year to Bank of Ghana to me to be to any exclusive.
Now
and a PMMC need any export function, but Gold Board is going to be the sole exporter. Are you getting me? Yeah. So now you need to give this PMMC new powers, new functions, new objects.
And a new
so
name.
In line with its history, change of names, we are changing the name to Gold Board.
Gold Board.
But and you
might even need more.
And we are going to even employ more. Yeah, traders, I am on licenses, and we be even license more. The nature of business will not change, just that it will be enhanced. Yes. New things are being added. Value addition is being added. The fight against gold smuggling in collaboration with other state security agencies being added. The pursuit of traceability, formalization of the sector, responsible sourcing, now deliberate policy being added. All those functions. Then support for miners. What I could do in small scale mining or how wide they are brain. I've been the number one critic. Yes, you are saying, yes, I say. But Obi, other than my who dollars are small scale mining, they are brain, also William Show. Last year, smuggling did more than half. But the far system will crack a canoe. 63 tons, mainly because Bank of Ghana was buying. So, your Bank of Ghana, they talk a good no, if you crack in, yasa. Because smuggling a costro. Obi, small scale miners, our moon says you are more responsible mining, my all this good. No, who supports them? You can inherit, even though the Ministry of Lands, make up for the door, even though the Ministry of Lands and Minerals Commission, they be mining so former good year too. So no matter say you be in a person. Who bet me you so gold ne ton and the ton? Edi aboa. I'm choosing my words carefully. Edi aboa illegal mining no ekon.
Yeah.
How? Because me obi show say ni gold or so no responsibly. Na meti me aton LBM ya. E was say me man more higher price. E chen obi a ni gold onti me prove nchire me say oton ne kwampa so. In fact, you say
that single police everybody.
Yes, in fact say ye ho na akire na ye pisika out all cost kra. And you can even say me togalam say gold. But the nimsa fe the policy ba. Enti ye was say my ho time kakra. But the maybe bedroom no to gold irresponsibly, you can't sell it. Yeah. Because every mine that we are going to buy from, we are going to formalize them and make sure that their gold is traceable. Gold ni buy any mine free. In the long run, we are getting there. And not just miners will be made to say, hey, no, it is an opportunity for you. And the president Mahama say licenses now, oko apply a acha wunye bi no the bad district level. Sikasem bie nimko yes, Minerals Commission. It's an opportunity for you. You take advantage of that to formalize yourself, get a license, and do responsible mining. That's number one. Number two, no. Because to go da koton. Say even 0.1 and faswa. It's a lot of money in gold. Over time, say sika na yenya na dey was here there. E ya ban sika.
Yeah.
And the cocoa. Obi timika say yen kikintia gold board because e be say cocoa board tio. Na cocoa board are impoverished farmers near there. Into gold board so be impoverished miners. That is a half truth. Because cocoa board into yenya cocoa board so fast obia. First of all, yanti bibia said assuming without admitting that cocoa board crumple idea cocoa nya and chese gold board so be say cocoa board. That is a purely an issue of logic. You can't say because Cocoa Board did this, then Gold Board will also be like that. Because the governing law, the management, everything will not be the same. But let's even interrogate these issues. Cocoa Board amount for a year here for really? Obi, any Cocoa Board that will Cocoa scholarship. Any Cocoa Board that will Cocoa rules. Only mukra and come back if not for Cocoa scholarship. Uni munkura ngebi akota akra ko munhu bida if not for Cocoa rules. Cocoa ekwa do say na yare tisio mu Cocoa so a omo abenya sika atwa agu asanso adua na foforo. Cocoa ekwa fodo na ujai omo ankasa betimi ato fertilizer, ato nro, ato proper seedlings. Aboko konfo no ho ban afa extension officer say tu omo ka enye omo Cocoa na omo ankasa export akwa mansa bia so akoto. Is that work easy? How many cocoa farmers can trade their own cocoa on the global market? So, in fact, different governments manage cocoa differently. Because it cares for the cocoa farmer. It gives them at least 65 to 70% of the international market price. Now they are so I reject that suggestion, say. But assuming without admitting, say, the all can employ no crest or must say cuckoo for you. Does that mean say cuckoo good board or so be logic? But put that aside. This is the draft bill because the president has not signed and it has not gone to parliament. It's a private document. I can't share it for now. But of course, all the stakeholders we have met have looked at this. Okay. And Obi Mamenka Bibi Mameno was a small scale miners association, especially their general secretary, one of the most knowledgeable people in the sector I've met. Godwin Ama. Oh, brainy guy. The support we have enjoyed from the National Association of Small Scale Miners, easy. Concerned Small Scale Miners Association led by Pepra. My God. The ideas, the support. Mr. Kwaku Efa Esuahene. Chamber of Bullion Traders president. Ah, my God, that man is an institution. Ideas. Let's support the Yenya from him and his members. They have even brought us a letter endorsing Gold Board and giving impulse into the bill. But
Omono, National Bullion, they would be out of business. They export.
No, you see, they can stop. They buy and export. They will still be buying. The exports, they can't export directly, but they can partner Gold Board to export.
To buy.
For example, why do they export? Or bronibi we brochire. Or say me pese me mausika. Now odito gold. Now we export to mame. Yem pese ye be cutting off all those FDIs from off tickets. It is still. This time, just at this time around, also bronibi brusika. How this ube this can be Gold Board. Now Gold Board as sikano. The American aggregators, no license traders, in Bolivia and Uganda for Ngwa. In India for no much. That is why they themselves are happy for Gold Board. Because yet your crow master wako India ko say Ghana nibi to good. What you say? O say Ghana nibi to. O ya India ni na pe good ayedase. Usika na wo no. Fabric Gold Board. Ye be sesa. Ye the dollar no be kwa to Bank of Ghana. Obi o pe dollar bia benya bi. Odiazie yanka say dey ko good oil swap ye dey atu obi ope bia beje na akokra oil na dey awpe obi utiem here na ye the cedis ya GCD equivalent ama ye Ghana for aggregators ni traders no monkoto gold no na ya ship gold na ko kroma ma India smuggling bi anim ba ye mfa Ghana sika ma India ni so onkoto gold ye mfa Ghana sika ma China ni so mfa onkoto gold Ghana for so bitumi
Sempa FM.
So you take out all those people and the Ghanaians are there. It's a big business for them. And bro, you know what Bruchina and all this Kamana money export no. Obe to me this is Sikana man through Gold Board. Obe G Gold nato. Now Gold Board I export to gold na money Bruni no. So he's still in business.
One question I think I will respond to. And my main kai yet for say many lawyers are major infinity komo acting managing director Emma PMMC, which would very soon metamorphose into the Gold Board. Yedin komo bebre akansem bebre na me wo say mu bebre na the messages about I'll be asking some of the questions Amodi Abano to lawyer Sami Jemfi. And again, because Nipa Bebrena in Ghana, any a fair understanding of what happens in the gold buying and selling business. No, I allowed him time to explain Niomana Obia Wutie Biano Etumi at Niomana say, oh, Adventure, or question 0548 443 523 0548 443 523. Answer me with my next question. Me pamochao basic mechanics Sisia assessor. Ain't A to Z Auto Servicing Limited say the intensive training program on how to use auto diagnostic machine. After the training, so we a participant, you be certified and as a certificate and a brand new Hotel Maxidiac Elite DL diagnostic machine. We know you be a full 12-month update from Hotel. Training when open for vehicle owners and the general public. And imagine say when your machine will be where you sign the amount free, when you be register to be part of the training, be more machine way free. So obi car nya problem or the bar or the machine is in the car so it's real problem or car no with pinpoint accuracy. We know matra makwe bia enim pinpoint accuracy no who problem e car na na if wait me abwa asolve any mechanical or electrical problems are a worker now. With this training, you can even start your own auto diagnostic business and earn some income because you have a machine free. Now how do you start your business? No guesswork, just direct solution to your client need. A to Z Auto Servicing Limited, still your number one stop shop for all your auto needs. Your Medina Rates Junction opposite Latter Day Saint Asoreno, Frey 0240 2828 0240 202828 for further enquiries into this. Same inti yenim say one thing in opposition mukutia was a Japa. which said ya would earlier no was according to the former government a smart way of increasing yen receivables from this precious mineral which is gold into a percentage of royalties ayenya nanka ye de akọ a safe haven be akọ investment edisika ebebre oman no. Some have likened this whole gold boy idea and nyoma mo person mo ye no to a Japa in the way a Japa in a different cloak. A crime and alpha to share with you.
Oh, say Obama Casa no be a Japan on Montiasia and a gold board on the Montiasia. How can you equate two things if you don't understand? The near Japa scandal. A Japa scandal, they say Ghana Nyamiama you gold. Large scale companies no mutu you gold no.
Yes.
Newmont, Anglo Gold, Ndia Kekahono. Or mutu ya royalties my. It is our royalties nina no kabomu and your friend on the mineral royalties.
Yes.
Afibia jeje. Afibi wa it mean $200 million from royalties, $150 million, $120 million, $250 million.
Yes.
It means says scanner from your royalties. Abayin bia ba obejini gold royalties. Na or the developer or mine. No on the gold royalty 100%, 20% eco minerals development fund.
Sure.
Say yemfanya mpuntu nyuma wo mining communities. Then the 80% ebiko GRA.
Yes.
Na ye the B I run the affairs of minerals income investment fund MEF. Sure. NPP for net. Sure. No, almost 76% na ebeka no. MEF for mfanya investment. 76% of ye nyina you good royalties. Na sa 76% no. Omo kwa ko register company be with tax haven.
Yeah.
Odiaze.
Yes.
JZ company.
Yeah.
Na omo the 76% ni nyina na no. For 15 years and over. Na sa company no oma listing was stock exchange. E dey raise $500 million.
Yes.
Asempa
And a civil society organizations say we Ghana nyina na NDC for so they say na bubu yesen ahuri anim kosoro na sika na fe bia yenya na de ayempuntu nti de dikan we ye Japa ya na ye say kadwoma ama ba ye mineral royalties no akufuado carry forward waje di ti say de get fund ye de kosi a waje sika yusu ye e kada won so ye hu de ye ene sika e wo say koto get fund for tuo mu no emu be wo ha mu chiche mu adusia na e kire ye de kotuaka Edike Japa ba so a enka royalties bia ye beji bia no 76 Akufo-Addo agene carry forward 15 years where you swear aban bia ba sika nasa. So you are depriving, you are encumbering future revenue streams and depriving future generations and governments of that revenue. And it's in Japan, number one. Because gold sikanki benya 15 years no. Wo jini nyina carry forward on the stock exchange. Through company ni sika sem kra no obi antimi hwehwem. So opacity was also one. Then the atoso biom was the undervaluation of royalties because imani mu ya analysis ma yehu say gold royalties yankasa 1 year or 2 years 3 years $500 million ye jeje ye betumi enya kra ye den aboro ntia den ye di mu 76% ekwa obi for 15 years ni ye de kwa $500 million for 15 years when we can get that $500 million in a short period of time if ya ye jeje sika until there was no value for money. Inti Japan de ye krono bi aka ban dada ne person de ye den eboye say ye gold hu sika Rollins bejeje kakra na abre so de ba ye ode ye o man ni ye kofo bejeje ye na abre so de ba ye ode ye o man ni hu adwuma obi aba bejeje president ama be bi Akufo-Addo nko an say bon fa 15 years de nyina ma me ne because be here sika cha ban bia na sika no kwa kwaje aba no so $500 million pe. When the true value, that's 76%, is far more than that.
But don't say consistent.
But consistent, $500 million there from all the calculations I saw. And we have been vindicated. Who say myth? Mineral royalties. So they be a fee. More than $200 million. A fee back. So how do you give that money out for $500 million in 15 years and over? A Chrono Street. O mine sika na wo kobonu donkomi na wa je kakra bia ma o mine no so wa ba be ne basabasa na wa fa ekira koje kese no na no wabusuafo afa. And that is why it never saw the light of day. And na matena mi hwehwe mu ko hu say ye no kura na Akufo-Addo de na busuafo bi ene nkrofo bi e ben no law firms na ye yetuetue sika ma omo amfa mra kwan so eno na nam ma Akufo-Addo otata matena mi do afi matena mi do se adwuma no kura wonye biem na wo hu say o mampenya Akufo-Addo ye wo maame primary ewo katachiche ne proyemo mother serpent of corruption men kaye tiefo ya enjo bi fair no to chen gold board yakase yakoje obi gold royalty Ghana gold royalty bi amaye ho Ghana gold royalties nyina will still go to MEF yeah there. How will we get money to operate? It has a minister of finance say,
and that was my next question. How would gold be funded? It has a to say the
bank of it has a minister of finance say menye sike bi ama monye because gold board no abai na shareholder it was on my equity so bet me aka say o my sika as trading funds na yen revolve sika ekoba because me the top gold in cedis na me koton gold na me the dollars abre Bank of Ghana. Or the main objective of this is to support forex accumulation by the central bank. So ne be ya yebetumi generate dollars ebe magana sika sema ide nyina na obi ope dollar bia ide enye bi no mo ho atom. And this enhance Bank of Ghana gold reserves because so long as this system perpetuates and continues to remain, Bank of Ghana use small scale mining gold and financial reserves. Sure. What's the point that I'm trying to say? These are the two main, not profit. Profit component a third. Foreign exchange accumulation, gold reserve accumulation by the central bank supporting it, and profit. Yenya profit a Ghana for sika. Ye de kwa ye gold rules. They said ye wukuku rules no in mining areas. Ye de kwa ye gold scholarships. They said ye wukuku scholarships no. Ye de kwa ye gold schools. They said ye kuku bought TMC schools under corporate social responsibility. Na ya sanso di bi aye nyema miensa. Geological investigation. Kaya kai me na member back to your question so. On Japa. Ye de bi aye geological investigations because on the small scale miners and don't almost say asase pa no gold ni share so they mind like for the want of a better word blind people gold ni nche anchi otutu akakra no otutu akakra obenya gold kakra bi no wa say asase bebrebe gold kakra bi asase say bebrebe afi kokata mana so a na afi adane boachi bidin because obeboka no de akata mana no so but so nimbe bia gold ni wa oni wonfidia ya de hwe gold no se ha na gold no wo na wo bo no nya gold na asase na wase ne ye kakra bi enti so kata reclamation no e ho kaso ye kakra bi enti ye sika we are partnering the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources and the agencies under them like Geological Survey Department na ye de acquire modern geological investigation concessions no ye de be bo prospecting ni bibia mo bi hu gold kwan no be bia deda enti wo pe gold na wo mmere wo boka kakra bi no ayeden wonya gold o cost kakra bi wonya gold bebre dien biem ye de be ya mama na no de be ya mama na say equipment financing e when this manifesto mu minus no omo wo concessions no 60% omo ni sika omo betumi de atu enti omo kogis sika anamfidie from financier obi ye China ni obi ye India ni obi ye Ghana ni no wakoje ni sika no the gold no o two gold na no waton gold no amani pakro na at a discount 15% 12% 10% until the discount no any tuamfidie ne ka and no the all finance no the sika no open to o ma excavator we no ma washing plant I wash gold egunsuom gold board so there be mine no yenye sika yen set up jomama say yen set up plant pool of environmentally friendly equipment na yen use so equipment no to fight illegal mining obi has here me pantitm this the surest way of fighting galamsey unimadekro excavators controlling excavators because without the excavator you can't do some mining na your mining issue. It is a one would afidie ni ma mine na then you can control what is used for. Inti yam koto afidie ni yamfama miners yebe mo excavators by excavator no ya yo operators are training omo no mutwi ene betwi inti operator na ya training na ya tua ne ka no o ka so onfa excavator nko ye illegal mine ye sensu a onye ena yenim se ye yeduma yeni no obetumi abu ye asem so nti no ya san so the technology aka ho ye the geofence trackers ebe hye video ni mo because the concession bia no the coordinates with the MCAS platform of Minerals Commission. It is yenim say yama OB Ventures concession eda sehi akontomra yama wefidia. The coordinates of your concession no ya bogu tracker mo ye dia share fidie ni mo. Me ma excavator na travel concession share excavator no debi enye se be hu engine be breaki e be gina. I just say from the control room me ma kwan enye se excavator ni nya adwuma. Inti ye ne ma mine na fidie won't be fire mine no e won't be fire fidie no and say you so women's it dey kasa John mama is a visionary amount for ntiase tikesia e da so dayepa na nam say wona wo ma mine na fidie nti no geofence tracker shim the operator is your worker you on the equipment are cameras that helps you to see in your control room here in Accra real time everything happening in and around the concession. You see it on camera real time. It will be here illegal mining adjoining the UBA, you see it from your cameras. Then because my mano excavators no me mano me mano washing plant na wako hurugo na gunsumu it me mano wheel loader and a payloader excavator ni tu netie na wheel loader na sesa netie no ne masanso ama ne tipper trucks ne ya de agu tipper trucks mu ne ya de netie ni nyina akọ central processing center to process the good yem process good no kwaye mu ho nsensuo no enti ye be create processing center in all the enclaves ne ya de gold na ba ne ya process ye processor no ene baby a nimde adru ni ti processor gold board they be bo small scale miners no enyusu nsuo enyusu chemical Obi, as I'm there. No water, you don't use water.
To say
it is there. I'm telling you, in the law, I can show you. Supports for small scale miners in the nature of geological investigations, equipment finance, concessional loans.
Okay.
So we have started developing the policy with the technical committee. And the interest people are showing because now there is an agency people want to partner us because some fidie no yede mo no ye mo ka o uni dinti yes ano yes say na be ya number one, we are protecting the environment.
Yes.
And ye nyina ye dachi our survivor but say me ma we fidie yes it means say obi a me ma na fidie ma no de aye mining kwampa so say gold no ebetumi abeka Bank of Ghana reserves ho because there is traceability. Ebetumi so akọ LBMA yenkoto no Dubai ni India me pa me de beko Europe the big refineries so akọ to wanye sika ama o man no. But apart from that they will money say and am say me na me din fidie ni ma no na me de sa camera me protect environment ni nyina no. Say nka private person din fidie ni ma mine na nka obeto ni gold no 15% discount 12% discount. Me de man na me am you pretty man no eco processing man no because our processing machines will not use water or chemicals but the recovery
higher
96%. It mine any age when you gold bebre because gold board processing center processing gold in an environmentally sustainable way with optimized recovery. When you gold bebre ni sika also but by say ka private person be 15% discount mame 7% discount mame 5% discount, far cheaper than what you would have gotten it from the private people or more than your business. So we are getting good from a discount. You could turn good na discount you nyam fast why you wind there a good board you wind there a Ghana bind there. Now back to a Japa. Unlike a Japa no musi see say no good board you go be a good royalty. Either finance minister and a bit make say when you funds you could trade revolving funds. Not mean like what MEF was doing. So finance ministry is a first source of financing. The second one, BDC. So this is a Bank of Ghana say good for all you know bejai. Yet it seems to be say go for Forex now. Bank of Ghana map PMMC sika and other aggregators come here tomomono. Ebedu baby Bank of Ghana because of money. Why? Because we are under an IMF program and there are restrictions and already there are some pushbacks from the fund. Enti sa baya mami sika kora omo ma Bank of Ghana sika in cities ma Bank of Ghana de breme ma to gold bro they will bring us the cities, the banks will bring us the cities and the BDCs will bring us cities. Yes, we can buy gold without using one cedi of taxpayers money because that is what Bank of Ghana is doing. Omo ya auctions na some man for bro mu cities and no money to gold. MEF to gold no. Fidelity was giving them cedis to buy gold so that Fidelity can get dollars.
But no, any risk.
Seaboard, risky in a way. It is risky in this current market because you are competing with Bank of Ghana, with different players and smugglers. Until you end up buying the gold at a high price, would cost better so no boka. But if there is all that chaos is not there, and it is gold board and it's aggregators and license buyers being regulated by gold board in Wumua, you will buy and make profit.
And you know why
and these agencies will bring us the funds because they want the dollars.
And you know why I asked that?
And so Ministry of Finance here one
BDCs,
these are
other
who need dollars. Then they are the external off-takers. Obi to Dubai, obi to Europe, obi to China, or some pay good. Into your will be $100 million or the bro in advance. I say supply me 1 week, supply me 1 month, supply me 3 days, supply me 3 weeks until you get dollars even in advance. Now what's Saka craving to see this out of gold, so every time the Bank of Ghana or dollars without they themselves having to go to the market to buy at that high price, making all these losses. Bank of Ghana one ton, bullion trade and one ton, because he say he's not competing with Bank of Ghana and MEF. He's not competing with state funds again. He's competing with other private sector people. All of them licensed by one entity, not multiple entities. All of them regulated by one entity. And so they all have a threshold within which they are trading. The trade is profitable for them. The miner is also protected because there is a guaranteed price below which his gold will not be bought. The miner is also protected because gold board trading no nyam faswa emrasheno and yes I the report called Parliament on between so say yemfa bin support to small scale miners emrana chere support yemfa ma wo yeah the boy almost wa eboa ban no because any miner that I support will be formalized. You will be doing responsible mining. The degradation of the environment is mitigated and reduced. Gold no responsibly mined and sourced into LBMA. We are getting more money, we are getting more forex. It can even be part of our reserves. Now you decided also to sell, we are making more profits because we bought the gold at a discount. So
I asked the question about.
So it is nothing like a Japa.
A Japa, very well.
Nothing like a Japa.
Well.
Where is the Abaisi Kabeni have Fade Kotwa to pray Abaimbe Lusubibi? Without even one cedi from the state, Gold Board can buy all the gold on the market. All we need, the legal mandate, is enough. What I say? And the trade is a revenue generation trade. PMMC. Yeah, say good. Yeah, just 0.258
of the value.
Yes. Is that a joke?
That's good.
In gold, it's not a joke. What am I saying?
Yeah.
Even though Gold Board will now be buying gold, you better asset. The asset department will be under Gold Board, but it will be autonomous, independent, so that they do professional work in line with best practices. So part of the money will be set aside as asset fees. That revenue is still there. Your other fees and margins that we will have. After year one, I buy Tia Jumano and I buy Bema Bibi Kakra. As a new corporation I will establish here. After year one, Yani be to you for like every SOE. Yani be Bibia will not be subvented again. And your trade funds or Modia Mayano, and was here a revolving fund. Near making sure they can share. But under this system, your mount revolving fund, we are sim seeking in our class, can. So what is a me fayedra sikashia? And yenina, I'm choosing my words carefully. Yenina nature say be a disikanina. Dodo na ye operational or trading losses because of the system.
The chaotic markets, no.
You can't buy at the current prices. Obi, last week, Thursday and Friday, the local price of gold on the market was 10,970 cedis per pound. 10,950 cedis. But the LME at black market 15.85 was about 10,890.
Wow.
But they are too good 10,970. How can you buy gold like this and be whether you are state or private?
You run at a loss.
But then your minus in as well, you can't be. So that is why President Mahama says you streamline. When we streamline it, not trade so ban faswa sikani ya Ghana de anya sami jenfidia. And let me set this record straight. Ibrahim Mahama, yes, is somebody I've worked with, is my senior brother and boss. But Ibrahim Mahama on too good. He's not into gold trading. Ibrahim Mahama is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, Ghanaian owned indigenous mining company. Only the so mining for large scale companies. No juma no miner. Abrofo companies or more concessions wano or more money contracts say be mining my no me tuaneka. The juma no on too good nkoton. The nature of business of Gold Board is not even in line with the nature of his business. And this is not a Japa. And Ubian will be good be juma. The miners are not dancers. These are not dumb people. They are intelligent people. I don't know, baby, you see joy. We went to Kumasi. Mekle was packed to the brim from beginning till the end. And people cannot wait. Miners, traders, gold dealers, they can't wait for Gold Board to come. They can't wait. Because miners no cry na ebia ka adwuma ne yebasase ya omunya so omokra transfer oh de mu ye de ka mo be ye ne saa enka be boaye ne mum de yesere mo ne se munya sika mo va me boaye na mo nka bi ma ye nyina ne ye illegal mine na so me ba obi wa meka mo amunya illegal mine be bo mabaso mo nua ne mo ye no munya because mo enya ya this government enya sa bind that no we would deal with it enya se ye pigodu di no ukose nsuo e kom de one nche se fansam yenu didi.
Initial steps now have left people asking questions. For example, there was a recent year Omuya Kempiski supposedly to go and talk about how to engage in responsible mining. People think the venue choice alone was a problem. But that's
I don't know much about that. I don't know much about that.
I mean, kind messages by me, Inumi and Sabina.
But who be some question? How the Gold Board is being formed. Yes. So PMMC is being converted
into the Gold
Board. And the powers, enhanced powers, more functions, more objects, same workers, more will be added so that you have an organogram, a structure that can run Gold Board. Like the current PMMC, now the emphasis is on gold.
Okay.
But don't check it law in our interpretation section now. Gold is defined as including gold as a mineral resource, diamonds and other precious minerals. So it is not just gold. It is an enhanced version of PMMC. But because of the new focus, the PMMC now is a company. You can't do what's a Gold Board with a company. Are you getting me? You can't do that. It has to become again a statutory corporation. Because you need an act of parliament.
But mostly when
right now PMMC we don't use an act of parliament. PNDC law 219 is not what we do. We are supposed to use the regulations of the company. Every company is subject to its constitution, its regulations. Now you need private company be regulate. You person Ghana for gold no what me kokro bi so ye too good masa gold dey free kro no so ensuo kro mu nya bi nom obi
but would it be
school
a company ni mum no anka check mu ye mum well corporations mostly
it depends.
Mentality
look at the bill the checks and balances. What do I say? The checks and balances.
But I say with a corporation, no, you are not really expected to make profit.
No, for Gold Board, it depends on what the law establishing the corporation is.
Okay.
And the reason why we must not be company limited by shares, the main objective of Gold Board is not to make profits.
Okay.
The main objective of Gold Board is to generate foreign income for the government. Senebe you bring dollars. Now omo pay dollars akofa enyema of all sort of things. Obi bring the dollars. Eba exchange rate bejina. Inflation beba form. Obi akodwom na okoto ade a enyema bo wo form. Ahoto beba mo bi aye den afilibi. So the major that say. Then apart from that support. So it is not our main function. The main function is that of the Bank of Ghana, but we are to support gold reserve accumulation
at the Bank of Ghana.
It is a Bank of Ghana is buying 20% from large scale near the day. But small scale, no. How can we, through a policy of responsible sourcing and traceability, get small scale companies whose gold will be LBMA accredited and therefore show up our gold reserves? Forex reserve building up for our forex reserves and gold reserves are the primary functions. Yenyam faswa a plus
a bonus. Okay.
But we don't because already because you seek your fans are be training largely CDs, you are subject to the volatilities of the CD. CD need depreciate, it will affect you. And gold price so you're setting in dollars into price and cost. Then say now 1 CD to me to 1 ton. Is a price now cost 21 CD to be 800 kilo. What about kg? So these things are there. So all the time the institution buying must buy in a strategic way. Senebeya on moka na on shit. Sika wodi whether say sika ni free off take away free butchery and BDCs and banks and buy one e was say it me use ni enunti and can normally ka PMMC on your Ministry of Lands e sika 70 president some kwashe Ministry of Finance but your hair so ni Ministry of Finance there because of sika 70 woman but ade aye farm mining who be an Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources it Ministry of Finance my policy directives are and rather say consult the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources enti ube say minister kra ne power Minister for Lands the power is be wa or poni bi de den enti this law will come with certain amendments of the Minerals a mining act, the Minerals and Mining Regulations. We have to make certain amendments. All these agencies are boy. And before you read it, my main stress be say. Yes, all man penny cars as a major fi koye adwuma we me koya na be fiti preko pe me say me ye we obi. You start here adwuma me call office. I mean, PMMC was handed over to me. Adwuma PMMC say ne kase pa yim you know. Yeah, my license am for good dealers go to good. Na yeah, I say good as a national say both small scale and large scale will be a good PMMC na say. Na yes, and so too good. I'm a Bank of Ghana as the aggregator. These are our three major and a Jiwe PGL. So that has been going on. And a president say, oh hono form where you could we converted PMMC into that. Okay. Into your call, you know. The first people I spoke to was the Chamber of Bullion Traders. We met them at my office and discussed the ideas of what you might dream by. Because you say back for nchire down for. And the nyansa so ni back for team. Ano baba so ma abato. Ito man penyi say hey, enko yo hu minim ko na industry yenkuti obia, ikuti obia and ye trade yo muka kire ye nyina. Ye we Chamber of Bullion Traders. Obi. And you could share National Association of Small Scale Miners. Also buy Kesiko. And you discuss your good board. My good ideas. A lot of ideas. A rich, you know, and a Minister of Finance says, Ame, a Jumano, a so, and you won't Jumano out to a PMMC because gold board a Jumano. MEF for or more experience or from gold trade. Bank of Ghana for experience or from gold trade. Minerals Commission or more experience in this industry. Experts baby or lawyers or your technical committee or na the man penny the assurance and into and the technical committee no me for one senior your technical director brainy guy Bank of Ghana go desk or munipa bako problemo was there and nipa na sa agency Minerals Commission the CEO is there I see what down for okay with my will be say gold board and hardware now no ye try ono NPP for manifesto committee drafting committee so ka ho bi ye 2020-2024 manifesto no nka ho enso share 2020 manifesto and 2024 manifesto so gold board is John Mohammed's vision not IEC's vision. I think it is a prerogative of the president to hire and fire at the right time. He will take the right decision and President Mohammed experience or one amamu no or yeah dey now ntia say o tinchen obedwen say papa woni ne kasa na o kire odi ntia o ya obedwen say hey Papa or a visionary ampa. Don't just criticize. There is good reason for everything this man does. Because this is a manner or dogana. And thankfully, minister say obi mama mo na ba so honorable atofose. Dr. Kisela atofose. Hey! Ghana yenya finance ministers finance, but we should brace ourselves. For performance, Rebecca say yes, indeed, undoubtedly, this is the best. I think that he will go down as the best ever finance minister.
You are convinced?
No, put today's date on the line. And the finance minister, T-bill rates from 28% to 20%. What to be that? What to be that? Unprecedented. The Dr. Keselato forcing. And the guidance is giving us. So the technical committee, brainstorming sessions, baby,
Mukoshia finance, Mukoshia land,
all of them, Mukoshia Ministry of Finance. Yes. The gurus are the ministry. Technical people are not just politicians. Then the Ministry of Lands, so be debates. We went to be in film. We say the assembly. MEF will be adding adrian by and sana a legal consultant ideas nina akwakoye draft bill ediamai or ye draft bill yes also call finance momu hwemu ye comments by my uncle pretty yes also call Ministry of Lands back momu so hwemu eye omo comments bibia e my uncle pretty and sana ye be free a broad stakeholder conference in Accra
my bi wa Accra
yes and ye cuz broad no ni momo bullion traders yes also from okay all of them. And yes, also free gold dealers BM. And a jewelers, a Jabamo, all the jewelers, yes, also free woman. And yes, also free small scale miners, the main association and the consent. And your first civil society organized Steve Mantia was there. Me who bemboachi except you sound so from mujina and you a holiday in big program. You saw the pictures. You got to answer for hours discussing this. You be here film, you be hasi, go near beton saying, when be so be fast why you see ye and ye share, yes, and beef you up. You really yes, you yes, also encouraging because yen telan crime your consultation. So we've gone to yes. So the miners and the traders and the jewelers, all of them exporters. Yakushi omu Eastern region achemta for. Yakuku mase Mecklin. Yakushi Ashanti region for. Enche next week miko takwa.
For Western.
Yes, enche yebeko bole all before the passage of the law. Extensive consult obi Ghana when we bail a year within a short period of time. Yet me a bill. No, this bill is over 77 clauses. So ya bill a consult to stakeholders extensively like this. I deliberately decided that until I finish
you will not
the consultations up to a certain stage, you know. Many media crankasa because talk to the people who matter. So I have not granted any interview, making sure that we do something in line with the vision of the president. An institution that is fit for purpose. What is the GMPC so far and Gold Board should learn from all these examples and even do better. Yes, I stakeholder engagement in real. Yeah, only say as what could share CSO so no one separate.
Okay.
Senor Husi was there, Sid Mantia was there, all of them. In the CSOs, they have a coalition of CSOs in the extractive sector. Met them. Omumpo de omuse mufa we shame ye transparency mufa we ye new money out you Chamber of Mines.
Okay.
Which is an institution that has been there since 19 something.
Yes.
Ye new masans we share. And the consultations go on. Enti obi anywhere wo ye bibia ba be say no. Well thought through, well intentioned. And I've even met the traders, whether NPP and DC, all of them, not even one.
Very well.
Not even one. Enti most of the things are ebino mo keka bibia nimu at the papa say but this party be Petrumia or your campaign or your campaign or shebo. So a man for two abamanoa, Bosha or the share one that was so udiso. Because that is a social contract between the government and the people. And Gold Body, a manifesto promise. I call mining areas Cochromo, the Abeya miners Nedia Keka, and that is why President Mahama says would dino Magana for or the Bayejuma. Now the Embanos on just a manifesto promise. It's a game changer. You topic on your flyer. Is that the game changer the economy needs? Yes, it is. Be bien Ghana Sisia. A bit to me. Am I the stability we need for our exchange rate, which is the most important economic matrix. Be bien chain gold. Nothing can give Ghana more dollars than gold. Nothing. And more revenue than gold. And as they say, now my yanka Ghana sem kakra Gold Board on kwani ebeka. My yanka Ghana any Ghana nkomo kakra.
Ghana nkomo be simenum bi. Hello Obi, Mr. Jemfi said the Gold Board will be engaging in forward market or sales. Is that not the same thing the alleged Cocoa Board had engaged in, which has brought some 4.1 billion debt as a result of an increase in the price of
Let me answer. Cocoa Board has always done forward sales. It was the criticism they say omo ko gisika no ahead ne ba omo makuafo ne ketu abi.
Yes.
What they are saying here, they are smuggling because kuku do no open no munya. Nti kuku was omo supply no manya. And be 333,000 metric tons kuku menti nyan supply. And I say abanya be ne was here pediaka na supply. Aboga na about $840 million. And no one say yeka. Enye say for the forward sales in principle being bad. Then this year wa buy mu. Say kuku be a ton of forward sales. And that is not
Obi, I think lawyer Sami Jemfi is wrapping us too much with all this sweet talk. Why is the finance minister not giving revolving funds to Cocoa Board to buy cocoa? If what Sami Jemfi is saying is practicable, Gold Board is not a bad idea, but it may end up giving licenses to only party people.
Okay, so let me answer. Let me answer him. Yeah. Why is the turnaround period for cocoa is a year? Because indicated loan are good. You close season 1 year.
Yes.
The turnaround period for gold is 3 to 4 days. until you can do a revolving fund easily. But Coco Crown, I buy more music bia, Coco na no mukoji music forward. Normally I be and Gold Board with time will get there. I see Gold Board doing that in the next 3 years.
In the next 3 years.
We should be able, even now, we should be able to source money from off takers. And the only things off takers, normal advance are good, normal per discount.
Yeah.
But when you are buying they are a bit more on the spot. I don't know, but even if you have to give it to them at a discount, it's normal in gold trade. If you are very efficient, you can still do it and make your good profit and still get the dollars in advance.
You've learned all of what you've shared with us, in the last 2 months, less than 2 months.
Be a bende. Say the Jawa near the aswell. The Jawa near the aswell. The Jawa near the aswell. On my year, we have to do that. We cannot afford to fail because we a priority initiative for that Irajo Mahama Akomasu Yepa. And we cannot afford to fail.
Very well. Let's do 1 or 2 national issues now. Yemfan Komono Emre in the next 5 minutes. But before that, Salam Mustafa, a national youth organizer, NPP, or say Obi, ask Sami Jemfi for me, would the Gold Board be eligible to collateralize gold for loans?
No.
And how different is this from a Japa deal? I think you've answered.
No. You cannot. We cannot engage in any form of borrowing until the minister and parliament approves it. And I how they say gold no. Yeah, they either say abaya ama usika seed money now they talk. And I say omo $1 na di omo seed is abro se fa tobro. And I say off takers or mope go na abro dollars in advance if at all. And you too good. Unim say PMMC, maybe not PMMC or Forest Bureau. Unim say?
No, I didn't.
PMMC in the 80s and 90s had a Forest Bureau.
Oh, okay.
Early 2000 Forest Bureau. Unim say na PMMC it's too good.
No.
Na jom forma any Forest Bureau omo di omo see this ba PMMC. Na PMMC ama omo paper. They said the Bank of Ghana here no. Say 2 weeks by $1. Wow. Na PMMC di omo sika na akoto good. Na PMMC abro mo dollars. And you maybe see my PMMC Jai say Juman. These are not adifufobia yebe yo also BMC say you be good be Cuba na bibi. What you say? Because if it is export you say aban ba export wa 2022 aban no ho kire na economy ni crash no aban nobody one pass low or suspend your export license me my export for good they brother be export. They suspended Abujina Paul wrote one letter and suspend one statement and suspended will be a license. They suspend no license.
They have showed an excellent understanding and willingness to help us continue to improve and grow the sector by taking total control of our gold to ensure we have maximum benefits as a country. I knew he's capable and the reason why he was placed at that sensitive agency. Paul De Suso, thank you for your message. But my memorana maybe one. Yes, many Felix in common was on Hajj Village and Hajj Terminal. This is a village stroke terminal. More critics say you were loud against the state intruding into religious affairs, pumping monies in there. If you held that position yesterday, you cannot hold position and hold it any. And I say Hajj Village, and so a religious Hajj, a religious pilgrimage.
Sorry, dying.
And ya sorry dying.
Obi, young fans have Mako.
Yes.
Zomama, wakusi sorry dying.
Dabi.
Or the Ghana Sika, Aquacoye, a sorry adi, maybe anana, Wakwakoye, or sumo you maybe with Ghana Sika. O
mu be si villager, a year.
Why BC?
The state.
State bay.
The state through an agency of state.
Obi.
And Ghana Airport agency of state.
Ghana Airport Company.
Yes.
Or a company limited by shares.
Sure.
What do you say?
Sure.
Now the Jumane say, Usiesi Airport, and she share what say will be a wutu kwine biano. Ubenya baby afa a tu kwine.
Yes.
No wa Jenny Pacronisika. I want to munyo mo IGF yeden. If in the airport to park o car cry yeden ye juska. O mo to aduane wo nyina wutua. Royalties, almost a friend royalties at the Magana Airport Company. Offer airport to 2 kwine terminal 3 we take it no. Airport now we use terminal now we use facilities now we use ya jow sika. Intie free tete this abreso no one you say. Enkramofo omofa airport to 2 kwine. Eko Mecca, eko ye Hajj. a can cremo for the 5 pillars of Islam omosom no edi mu akoti ne ye into mo ye customers omo fa Ghana airport pesa atete no mu kodu airport and then a plane betu enye enne ne betu china na ye maame mo ne ye papa mo no mo de da bonten na ntontom timi keke bi mebi yare obi beduru meka kura na yare ache ne wanwe ye kura na wawu obi utie nie enya asem serio ye nuanu mu nkramofo omo hia sempa se ba wumia the politics beto nchen ade making obeka cho it was a major issue and NDC abinda under Professor Mills John Mahama and it's okay and the Ghana airport company when we your customers like anyone else and then omo nko etu kwan ya omo ba ha omo from various parts of Ghana no ma ba beboa no bebre na plane no ni tuo ni ade na ni peka na omo bressa enti private company bi nye den enye Hajj Village Polo Club ona ya Hajj Village sai fitete me bank crime more than 10 years ago nyina na esiwo by a temporary structure enti do ona nkramufo ne kwa hono mokosoe na obi di ni nya bi di ni tiato ni ade ye gye omusika enye free Ghana Airport Company na diama sa company a friend Mawu Company Limited and ono yes a temporary ade na ode gisika ma airport company so nya husika na nkramufo afa watu kwan what you say enti enye Mahama na be Hajj Village has always been there at the airport. That's number one. Hajj Village has always been there and sa ade no mo ye no say ya tutu ase ya tantantan enfsem fata emre bi na Ghana utu kwan akwa brochiro obi afa terminal 2 meboa president Mahama say we dey enfato ma na yensi terminal 3 be dey na etuaka ye be jejeje passengers na fa wo sika na ye akotuaka enyeza and Ghana Airport Company for say you who say baby dada na nkramofo no mutu kwan 6 weeks within the year omofa no why dada enti who company na we ade no ye mono because omofa wo mutua ye mono maye na mono na obeye no we de ye nyema nkramofo nkwan wo ye de nyema bi akeka ho a Ghana Airport Company ye de be pesika tieniye.
Yes, but the terminal will be used by Nkramophone.
No, it's one small part of the component, of the one small component of the project. Adi Nkramophone be using a terminal and a dormitory. Dormitory will be too quiet and the plane yama no pay baby identity ato. But don't say office spaces room. Airport company at the behind ton office spaces, conference rooms miensa. Unimza. Shops, retail spaces. Obi bitimi abeje atonton ade. They said the airport on say amanfo de bie shop omo de ton ade a omo tu ade ma ebiwo. Sports complex. AstroTurf ka ho ye boso ball. Na otimi bo tennis wo so wo. O ma ye ne say enkramofo hia ne 6 weeks in a year. But all year round no yenya facilities we say ne be ya obi ni Pentecost youth ya de bia omo lecture. Obi betimi ababeje ho ama so ba retreat ombenya conference room ombenya sports complex enti Ghana Airport Company na a pure commercial venture and also private person besima me miniska na me wasase bi da baby me asase ne bituaka we na yese joma ama akosi cathedral
na said the value
the
value of the land no it can be quantified money.
Yes,
that money
and you a conference room to raise revenue for airports, sports complex to raise revenue.
Yes.
But me chiwo Dominic money yesi yakobo 4 pools bi wa yibitu sika airport company nya. One of those event centers na ye
okay nti eyinini
any
where the artist
now we can move on the back akobo 6 weeks ala. You see people, you see NPP for Montias here say I feel no about opposition 4 years no enche bad ye be na form sao omunyanto boase no mo betin opposition wa che
na say
because amamu tete and I wanna was at there na abo job amachi
na nso wozi akwase
so yes utwa nkontompo ma asafo yera oda bonte media de meka me nua Felix Ofosu Kwakye mpo ma na ha ne ho sala balaji ba womia wayokum meboa
yes
aso nti kromu ha meboa aha na ya won san so meka nkire yese ono ye nkramu ni nti nkramu fo nto abama no
aden
Now a company limited by shares. Say customers if I had 2 coin. Ordinary customers, the general public. You will say terminal 2 nyama, you see terminal 3 ma omo. Encremo for so ye customers. You will say baby omo for 2 coin enye. Enti yes ye ye. No mo be yusu na watwe nsiampe. But ye pesa afimu ni nyina no ye Ghana Airport Company. Ye nya project bi e be ma ye more money. President Mahama wanfa Ghana Airport asase antonton. They said they na kufu adomo koton Ghana Airport asase a Samuel Okudzeto abla kwacheche omo no. We die Airport Company afa asase say ye de kwa akwaje facility a sports complex wom, facility a offices wom, facility a retail offices wom, facility a ye bobo so astroturf sports complex, ye bo tennis wo so. Obi betimi abeje wa ye wedding. Conference rooms miensa obi betimi dia ba be seminar workshop na ma airport company enye sika me bia ka Ghana na ye ne sa de ye fa terminal bi nsi wa nkramofo no ba within 6 weeks in a year na omudi tu kwan na omanya baby papa afa omo ntimi nkosa ada na no enya dormitory bi de omuti ato na ya je omu sika is not free. Number one, why you come na
Kotoka International Airport Terminal 4. Why is it Hajj Village Terminal? That is where the problem
where that Hajj.
Because then Christo need to mean.
Oh, what mama do ya pa? What mama do ya? As a lawyer, you actually you concentrate on substance over form.
Oh please. Please.
You can't have
name that.
Oh, massa. I didn't answer some more. And I'm going to say you on no good for the sister. I'm going to say no say dinner mamma. Mama, hold on your floor Hajj Village dada. What you say? And as a book they say about diverted fee say it cannot be equalized to the cathedral waste. Rot.
No, I think the whole argument has been said using state funds for a religious. I think that has been the principle underlining the argument.
That has not been the principle.
Oh,
not necessarily.
Right,
not necessarily. I can't speak for Domelevo. I can speak for myself and the NDC.
I get you.
The principle, dear Kikitia Cathedral, one was a principle of truth
and opacity.
And say, say Nyankopon ma wo be di president ya wo be si aso dan ama no na Solomon ana David shenya me bo so be si aso dan ama nyame no David e ka say o kwa akogege amanfo sika no de be si aso dan ama nyame ana wona wa hyebo wona wo se wodi so wo san so be ka kire say won for man sika anya den enka ho na pe wo do sa kobo aban o man ni nyina fotuom consolidated fund ma fa sika parliament approve into number 1 we di to akire okay, so won't find basic kanye. But why? That was the first reason why in KKTI. Number 2, it was a personal promise. Akufu ado shebono. What no be anyina ho. Na wo nyame ye ade ma wo na wo kwa akotue nyame ka. Wo de obi sika na kwa akotue nyame ka. What be that? So that was also the second principle. The third principle was the principle of legality and constitutionality. So the empo what that ye we na person for Ghana sika. Ko parliament na kwaji tumi krata ansa na don sa Ghana sikem. Unfa wa wo pe na ken oforiata ye hwe na o de ne ho aka nwura no. Unfa wo pe mfa nsa nko bo oman fotuo mu. With that parliament
one time or beba.
Hey Obi.
Now won't say
but let me not deviate. Let me stay on track. What you say? Obi team.
Yeah, me too.
Team nkasa. Are you getting my point? Enti what sounds what bichi Ghana mra na de kofa Ghana sika no. Then the fourth thing they say location. See ebesi aso de nyame a. Enkran he ya ye won sase bebre a eya ban dia. Ye betumi afa ho ka ne yeketo bi. Aden na sase a scholarship secretariat siso asasia judges bungalow siso asasia passport office siso asasia embassies bi office siso private office siso eni ekobubu sa Japa de ni nyina gusu se chenchina che no ane eden ye pe eno kwa wo ka yesen sa sika sey no the waste the financial loss because the more ye bubu omo dangu ye nyina ye sanso ko for taxpayers money etua compensation judges ni bi wo ye sanso ko rent dime a wo mo aban nyuma yoko ye ko rent offices ma omo millions of dollars and when 58 million na ye ka no Then the fifth reason tia ye kekitia cathedral ne say ade na wo se wo kwakosi ni so wa faga na fo sika wo so mfa wakofa wokofa wo ani mra kwan so wakofa kosi na asase paso asase ye de ka buburo beba na kosi ni so kosi dan ni manyame so a wo ye nyankopon 419 na wo fi so obi eye Old Testament mu ne ye wa enka asase mpai form akufu ado nwura wa na Ananias ne yire Safari abone be no mo ye omo angaza koto ma asase no mo di sika ebre Peter no mo ba ye ebo omunya ye kroma nka no kre no ehwa omu twahwe ewuye na wo timi dada nyame se wo besi aso de nyame wasan before man sika kwan bone so a etiamra o fa sika na fanyame ni bi Pentecost ni bi non ko ndro aso dan onyame aso dan obi a oni gay for ne e konna kra na ye adwuma ena wakofa ne so o medro onyame aso dan ajaye a wono ye gay activist omo support oba ne oba ware be ma ne be ma ware no saa omo panyimpa na wakofa ne so o medro onyame aso dan na we also onyame aso dan na misi no mekwa akofa buo bi afri Jerusalem ababisi wo na manfo kohwe ombetu esika obviously ya wu never wagana o Ghanaians should never forget where we have come from. Okay. Ghana for let's not na amparampa ya for Ghana sika 558 million cedis obi and that was the second na a brute trillions of money trillions sika oye ni 200 Ghana cedis notes shishegu articulator so a ebebro 100 tracks ye de to amana aye swimming pool foundation cry anye now who the whole compared to Mahama because Ghana Airport Company say yeah sports complex aye conference room aye way near the don't make Chibiaka one man creme for the terminal mutu come fa ho taxes bianca ho airport for as a limited liability company na de o masa asituaka na omo de o masa asituaka kremoni na offer wo nenye free yenga se yakobom paye wo ho amanyamiti na ye free obi etuaka how can you equate these two things eto munya ka ne nya iti hwe aban papa aba obi emrebi akufu ado ka kire se we nya ministers 126 a won't be mobile ene Mahama odinipa 60 na ebu man hwa mamu papa
ba wonim se ese appointment bi e hyehye ho na
kire mi bi
akoye bebre
chemi bi akufu ado o ma post ma ono ane ba post ma ne ba ma mi post ma ne wofa ase no post ne wofa ma ne nana ma wo mu nyina post presidency go back na yanko down memory lane na let's not forget to Jomama why check me appointment by presidency crowd on starting appointment presidential staffers at Jomama appointment when you just be do even 20 onya starting put yes appointments no
director of agric and agri
Joma system ministers minister bi onim ne hoka minister say Mahama okate one minister onim sika wa save ye afibia wa save ye more than 100 billion OCDs 100 billion OCDs so see 10 million
that's 10 million Ghana
na minister bia ye beto Land Cruiser ye say check it ye be say to man saloon car check it ye be man driver na juma ye for wo fia ye tua ne car na juma ye for wo office petrol ye de man free na ketua nko beje na allowances ni per diem ni nyina Mahama atwa gu we twa be 60 something na gu onim sika wo de save wo man no onim enunti enkra e benya esupanom suku papa mu atra onim buntu a ye betumi di sika we aye fa no to nchen akufo ado abra so 2022 ye ko 6 match Cape Coast yesesa nkra ko gina wie match pass enkra yogurt okra akufo ado ama wo mu bi ye wie akufo ado bo kasan a o say 104 billion OCDs one day per 6 match and then Mahama about say Ghana ya wa ho kiremu let me lead by example ya to aba ma me ankyese me medio man sika e yo som na me besom yen sebi de me ne me yire ne me ma bedidi onyame ache me bi enti 6 match me ma ye mmokro no ewie mu match ne sika se yen na me jai ye be ye ne kakra bi obi enya na obeye ye nyusu akufu ado sika na no se no 110 fumpo ye be ye 6 match koko kwani ye kotonu koko amansan dwa so akufu ado se mache mu ha fafa na me fafa ene Mahama mano
70%. This season, yeah, now so. Masa yeti kromwa ye walaji mua wa ye vice president. Ninu yanom all bet na konwa so na ninu yanom nkremofo ko meka. Eye very important won kremosu mu a. O matua haja na ye be 11,000 cedis. Alaji ba wo miahwe ala ndim e de Hajj fair e could do 75,000. 750 million. Nipa ba ko a o se me ko Hajj akobo mpaye ba wo miasi tua 750 million. Amamu papa ba ye ni na boso mienu Hajj fair es what 130 million. 130 million. Masa 130 million im cement bag eto. Mahama, unim de ntia wetimi ateso na nya magico. Se nchobu ngwa. Hajj fair na 750 no ba wo mi anchobo ye say, we nchobo ye say, we nchobo ye say. Enchobo
ame na say.
Oh, that's say, my info ya no see. Mame just 1 minute. Mame just 1 minute. Tie.
Me wo interview bi
o me. O man penya kufu ado abreso. O ma bre attitude mo wure mu anya sika. No mo say oh ye je aban di. Ye mfa sika ni bi ma ya aban. Ye mfa mo ne bosia. Na aban de ye de ya o de ka obetua. Na ye nya bibi ya ditimi de ye nsa akoya no.
Yes.
Obi na akufu ado ne ba wo mi ajeje Ghana fo sika. True bonds. Times will say yentua. Mama ye be 15 to 25 years ni ye de betua sika no. Se na wo wukura ye mfa ho na nanka nso aba be chi sika no. Na sika nsi hu no so enye no ne ye de be ma ye ma haircut. Na ni pa fa ho anya moja boro so akoma yade ye wuwu. Na omu wu ni nyina na akufu ado sa. Oye Ghana for ya bro. Ene joma ma ba ye me nya to force ya. Obia sika embre na so ye tua ni sika ma no.
Oh, na say
asa so apesika ye den
na omotua first 3 we ye fourth one
na o maza wo ye baby nwura na wo prefri wa ye bibia na wo gi mi sika di wie wantua me mawu ebi mawu akoya na wo betua atere bia wo ye den they were also mo kodo mo nya 1 cedi kura se Mahama de ba betua ka Ghana kwanko mo di ja Mahama 721 billion cedis. ECG4 ka enka 721 billion or 68 billion. Cocoa board 32 billion. Rose 21 billion. Commitments rose contracts ya dia ma yentua 100.5 billion. Ekankwa. Ento mu nim say ye otwa ye nya Mahama. President Mahama untimi ntua ka no nanke ye nya no. Eno nyame a obo ne Mahama ono a ne bo ne poma. Waboa no through the finance minister ye nyesika ye tua kano asanso apesika to wo se ya sanso apesika to wo se July kan bi beso ama ye tua NPP for
from other government account institutions account
at this rate senior na masa ubo otisika to ho
yes
say we dey call night club e dey akoye masem na me be fasika no e de koso asase de kusi dan a na wakotena be say yemia misika na nka me de ko night club akotwa manum no eno a na sameje mfi abefa e de akosi dan ti mayade wo sika ne de ma wa nka de ko tata private jet wo ni se wa bro ni mu kodi ebrochira tretwe campaign and this sika no onye debate we knew what they were doing we are not campaigning we knew what they were using the money for so ya ban ya de aba betua ka ya de obi what I'm saying is at this rate President Mahama Matena se kapape kobe also one corruption scandal grandma you NPP ba so by now na cash for seat about
oh na say mo budget
by now na
budget e beba
me say by
agencies ni nya ska to spend
MPP nyam me say enya nuru budget kra no mo say go for be creative e ba kro no bo mo ye creative no mo say ye koto party ama businessman o person otro man page go for ado nche ya to ya $50,000 o person otro 5 meter to ya we 10,000 o person otro chiri pa so that time ya na scandals na ba enne no corruption scandal and ne obia kasa freely headmasters are speaking freely economic dialogue because obia kasa freely yen tata obia me say at this rate MPP begu na wo mo ja MPP o mo ba NDC na do mama e die no ba be ya mama nya ne ho asamaka do mama die pa do mama e die no ba be ya masa nipa ne say ensuo beto amframa dikan na agro be so ayeden efri anopa papa no oba se wa masa obepani hwenya oba so obepedi pa amamwani me se nkroma danada kamne ni agi se ya Akufo-Addo de meneno a kame mpie free Ghana na yetimi bu man say na no busa amamu tanta enchewi amamu yi obi ye beba ha biem na me kono ma me na the technical committee of the good board mame Maretta Brew, the legal counsel to the president. Unim say order technical committee so former attorney general. Waboa papa Dr. Aziz Bassett Bamba. Your legal consultant. Ye papa Richard Afenu, former director for Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources and Mincom, one of the great assets we have in that sector. Tony Oben. No Free Minerals Commission, Director Legal, Iroko, Director for Small Scale Mining, Bukari, I see Free the other agents, Paul Plebo from Bank of Ghana, Mr. Bannon from MIF, all of them, the consultants on it, my Juma Soma Boye. Now, my men, not small scale miners, I say. Because good board if they don't produce the gold, we are out of business. Now, Yemo Muhu say, John Mahama by Papa Ba, Yebe Boawomo, Amomejuma Koso, Quine Passoa, and since you nonsense, I say, traders, Matede, gold board will be Babe Boamo. BDC samo $10 samo bre moko salai na bodi see gold board aye aba na obi gold board is aba for you and this week if the president approves the bill we will engage the media editors host and all that we will address a press conference ebe ma bibie mu ada ho na Ghana fo hu say ade na ye na wose nyina ye boa na den fa so pa Emma oh my God. On a note, my men now say, I mean, be a waje bretie program will be 1 minute for when you shout. Oh, sir, Madam was metaba. Metaba on not on just good board, but on MA. I said the time to talk about all the other national issues. And the Omuye Hajj Village 70 Omunyaka, mo number Omunyaka.
Some Ekosiisen and Ekosiisen, we need your say bones to.